Ooh, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. Let's lock it in. Lock it in. Boom. We put on the hat. Okay. Boom. We put on the headphones and we go live. Oh my goodness. What's going on, guys? Coach Colin here. We got to jump right in. Jump right in. Jump right in. Or what does Baron say? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Uh Let's jump right in. You guys already know how to support the channel. Tell you that right off the bat. You guys know what it is. Buymeacoffee.com/Coach Colin. Do I have it in the chat? No. Do I have it in the chat? No. And I have to make sure that I pin it, of course. My apologies as always. And please, we're going to talk about something really quick before we jump into everything. Candace is pregnant. Crazy. Somebody. Hold on. Sorry to get in your personal space there. Sorry to get all in your personal. Sorry about that. My apologies. Candace is pregnant. Somebody in my Discord was like, Coach, you were right. No, I wasn't right. Because I was like, what are you guys talking about? I can't tell when people are pregnant. Okay. I need a test. I need my wife to do the thing. You pee on the stick and then she shows it. That's what I need that. If I don't see that, I don't know. And I don't guess either. I don't guess. Let me tell you one thing you don't do with ladies. Okay, fellas, you don't guess if they're pregnant, right? Leave that to the women. The women want to just be like, oh, she's pregnant. I can tell by XYZ. Fine. Go ahead. Guys, we can't be the ones doing that. Okay? Right? Don't join in with them when they do that. Believe you me, I had it happen one time. Of course, I'm getting sidetracked. One time, I'm with my buddy, Italian guy. This guy, Mike. This guy hit on anybody. Vito hit on anybody. Sees this chick, right? This chick has a little bit of a belly. Italian guy, you know, long hair, slick, looks good, looks like an Italian model. And he goes like this. He goes, so hitting on the chick, thinking that she's pregnant. Like this guy's trying to bag a pregnant chick. This is crazy. So he looks at her, he goes, so how far along are you? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm not pregnant. And I was like, lesson learned for the rest of my life. Done. That was 20 years ago. Done. Lesson learned. Finished. I never do it. That's it. Done. As soon as that happened with him, I was like, well, that's over. Never do that. Anyways, guys, we also are on Spotify. Please help me get my followers up on Spotify. Helps the overall channel tremendously when we get people on Spotify. Leave a review. It helps the channel so much. You have no idea. And we're staying up to date over there the same way. And eventually, when there's stuff that I can't talk about that I really want to talk about, I'm going to do it over at Spotify because they're a little more lenient on things, their kick, etc. Anyways, guys, I just want you guys to always remember that this bullet can't fit inside no microphone. Mama, they saying this bullet can fit inside a microphone. How this gonna fit inside the microphone? I have it right here. It's a square. This is a cylinder with a tip on it. This can't fit inside. Ain't no amount of fiber gonna help this bullet fit inside this microphone, mama. Who shared this with me? Who shared this? You guys are tagging Officer Tatum now. Don't do that. I don't know. I think he'll like it. He likes it. He's about his money, so all press is good press for him. Someone can't tag Candace, they tag Baron, they tag Lionel, they tag me. Oh my gosh. Well, it's all love. It's all love. Friend of the show. He's been a friend of the show. You guys know that. I mean, he's fantastic. Anyways, you catch Baron doing the Tatum voice? No, I have not caught that. Let me know what episode that was. We will cover that immediately. We only cover the hard-hitting topics here on this show, as you guys know. So Candace is pregnant. She does an episode. I got a little breakdown of that. We're going to go through that really, really quick. Then we're going to jump over to the culture war, the beef, as it were, between her and Loomer, and I think some other people as well. But of course, there's some hardcore beef. There's some text messages that have been revealed. I don't know if you guys aren't on X, you don't know, but there have been more text messages revealed. Yes, it says "Let's go, Brandon." That's green tea. That's green tea and coffee. It's not good, but it helps apparently. So weight loss. You got to do what you got to do. Battle bump. Someone said battle bump. That is so good. That is, somebody tell Candace about that. The battle bump. Yeah, she's just like, when I'm pregnant, I feel violent. When I'm pregnant with a boy, I feel violent. I was like, whoa, easy. Jeez. Good gosh. Anyway, do we have that? Let's see if we have that. Let me see if we have that. Here. The fact that everybody knew before she did is crazy. I didn't think that. I thought she knew and she was just like keeping it, secret. I had no idea that she didn't even know. Here, check this out.
All right, you guys, happy Monday.
Of course. Of course we have it on double speed. Of course we do. Of course.
Hey, I hope all of the fathers out there had an amazing Father's Day weekend. All the dads that are actually good fathers, I should say. If you're a bum, you don't count. You have to do better. Anyway, I would like to formally announce at the top of the show that you guys were correct. I am with child. I'm expecting another child. A lot of you guys had sussed that out genuinely within the first 4 weeks of my pregnancy. I actually found out, I am not kidding, that I was pregnant from you guys. You guys were in the comments. You were asking questions. You were like, Candace has a very unique attitude that she's known to have when she's pregnant with a boy. It's kind of sus. I think she's pregnant. Yes, you were correct. I learned from you. And then I found out that that is indeed the reason, as it always is, that I grow sort of increasingly violent when I...
Increasingly violent.
For something about growing a boy inside of you that makes you want to aggress. That's how I feel. I don't understand it, but I want to physically fight people. The more pregnant I become, I want to physically fight people. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a condition. And yeah, a lot that we're going to unpack today, but I wanted to get that done at the top of the show. Let you guys know that you are really annoying for knowing first. I shouldn't be fine.
This is very interesting because I would think that, I guess she just didn't know, but you would think that, you just don't tell people. Because that's how we are. Like my wife and I, like when we first, when she is with child, we make sure we don't tell anybody. We just make sure everything's good, everything's proper, everything, and then once we know all that, then we tell people. I thought, if anything, that's what she was going through. She was just waiting until they knew everything, but apparently they just didn't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're over there just having kids like Amish people. You know what I mean? Just George is pumping out the farmers, or she's pumping out the farmers. You know what I mean? You understand. Let's get into it. The first clip here. And congratulations. I don't know if you guys watch this show. People think that George watches the show. Sir, if you do watch the show, congratulations on another boy. It is always a secret victory in our hearts when we have a boy. Everyone knows it's true. Of course, we love girls. I love my little girl. I love her so much. And I would love to have another little girl. But it is always a secret victory in our hearts when we have another boy. Anyway, congratulations to you, sir. And a top of the morning to you. Top of the morning. Does that make you feel more comfortable, Mr. Farmer? Lord Farmer, my apologies, your grace. Anyway, congratulations to her, and safe pregnancy and all that. Hopefully she feels good throughout the whole thing. And I wonder who is going to fill in. You remember when Ian filled in for the show? I wonder who's going to fill in. Will it be Baron? Will it be Ian again? I would do it. I'm just saying. I'll go to war with people and be on X and get all messy. I'll do it. I'll do it if you want. If you want, I'll do it. Just let me know which way we're going with the investigation. I'll do it. But no, Baron actually, I don't want to reveal. They They're close. They're close. I don't mean like, I think they're close in proximity. He can just get over there. I think he said in the interview, he was like a 20-minute drive. I think he might have said 20-minute drive. So that would be really cool. A collaboration. It should just be a variety show. Me, Ian, and Baron. Theo Vaughn would be cool. That's actually a good suggestion. Theo Vaughn would be the one. I would like to watch that. I would love to watch Theo Vaughn take over the show. That would be really cool. No, if I took over, I can't talk in code. No, of course not. Of course not. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. You'd have to go ham. You'd have to go real ham. You'd have to go. Candace is pregnant. What are you just tuning in? Yeah, she's pregnant, man. Dave Smith? Nah. If it's gonna be, I would see Ian over Dave Smith. Ian's already done it. He's way more max than Ian, quite honestly. Baron would make a lot of sense because he's so investigative and he goes deep. He already has Daisy. Then he would have the rest of the team. That would be a great collaboration, right? Me is the wild card. That's the wild card. You pick me, it's going to be a wild card. We're going to go off. Ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, let's jump in. Let's stop fantasizing here, guys. She's still able-bodied and moving around. But Candace talks about Terrell, Erika, and Tyler's connection. Now, I talked about this a little bit because there is a picture of Clyde Davis died. Oh man, I don't celebrate anybody's death, but he was the first guy that taught Diddy about baby oil. So, hopefully he's looking up at all of us, just slipping and sliding with all sorts of demons and whatnot. And it's caught a stray for no reason. We'll talk about that later, Clive Davis. But yeah, there's a connection there. The reason I talked about it is because if you're not on X, there was a picture circulating of Tyler and Terrell's brother. So Tyler has been a longtime friend of Terrell's brother, Farnsworth, when they were in high school. So they were very young. They were like 17 years old in this picture. So they've known each other for a very long time. That is obvious just from the picture alone. And the fact that they're both very, I don't know, what is it? 8th generation, I think Tyler said. So they're both like 8th to 10th generation in Arizona, quite a bit. Now the whole Mormon mafia that she talks about, they're very prestigious in that. So that made sense. And then the Erika connection. I mean, let's just get into it. Guys. Let's go.
Why the audiovisual guy would be involved in bookings at all. Remember, we explored this question of when did Erika and Terrell get so close? When did they get to know each other? If you watched our series, Bride of Charlie, you know that the Farnsworth family clan, it's a bit like a little deep Mormon mafia, grew up with Tyler Boyer's family, Chandler, Arizona. They all went to high school together, thick as thieves, so to speak. And Eddie Farnsworth and his brother were one of the ones who brought Lori Franz-Fay into those government contracts in Arizona. This is before Erika met Charlie. This means Erika and the Farnsworth family, Tyler Boyer, their relationships predate Erika's relationship with Charlie. That is a fact. That is literally recorded. If you look into the Arizona congressional files, you can see Lori presenting on the House floor with her second husband, Larry Ginta, actually third husband, Larry Ginta, and Erika's stepfather. This is just a fact. So something that's interesting is, in case you don't know this, Turning Point's campus has 6 buildings in total. We're not giving you anything that's not available through a quick Google search. It's on Google Maps. And Charlie's building, the one that his podcast functions out of and has his podcasting team, Colvette's team, and it used to have Terrell Farnsworth's team upstairs. But in mid-July, so shortly before Charlie's assassination, he had Terrell's team kicked out of the office of his building. Why? I'm not sure. I don't know if it was because they were angry. I don't know what was going through Charlie's head, but he had been there for a while and then he had them moved. On July 24th, Terrell's team at Charlie's request was removed from the building. Now, I'm entering in that data point in case it's relevant down the line. What we know is that, oddly, he was immediately welcomed back into the building following Charlie's death. We know.
So that is a very weird thing that she brings up, that he was removed from the building by Charlie. I wonder when that happened. Did she mention that? She did not mention when it happened. She just said at some point he was removed from the building, right? Because if it's within June, July, August, then it kind of goes along with the timeline, and it's very, very important. So this guy gets removed from the building. July. Someone just said July. Okay. So if he gets removed from the building around July, why? Why does that end up happening? Is it more of Charlie is trying to sell a house? Charlie is trying to get money back so he can give it back to certain donors. Charlie is trying to do the whole end of life documents thing with Erika, or without Erika. We haven't really. Maybe they were supposed to go together. Maybe he's going to go alone. Maybe he needed her to go. But if that makes it, someone said July 24th, that would be directly after SAS with Tucker Carlson and the event with Dave Smith, Josh Hammer. That would be directly after that. Not directly, like maybe 10 days after, right? That's important. So he's removing someone who is like Arizona, we'll just say like Arizona alumni, Arizona prestige. He's removing this guy who's just supposed to be an audio video guy. What on earth could be making him do that? I don't know. Maybe they were in the maybe every time Charlie was just like in the office, Terrell would just like get on a chair like in a corner and be like, he's dead, guys, he's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's just like, why is this? Hey man, get off the chair, man. What are you doing? Huh? What? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put it away. I'll put my phone away. This guy keeps filming me saying I'm dead. What's wrong with this guy? You hear what he's doing? This is every day. Every day he's doing this. Get off the table, man. Okay, this guy needs to go. Nah, this guy needs to go. Tyler, come get your friend. Come get your friend, man. We got a bunch of buildings. Put him in another building. This is getting out of control. He's just in another building from the window. Charlie's dead. Charlie's just like, what the fuck? Put the blinds down. What is going on with that guy? Keeps filming me saying I'm dead. What's the matter with this guy? Who hired? We need a new audio video team. Oh, Tyler's just like, don't worry, man. Don't worry. He's just a little weird, man. Don't even worry. He's just preparing for, just every scenario. He's just prepared. I wish I had people at my disposal to just do sketches. I would just be like, do that sketch. Just do it. Get on the table. You're Charlie. Just do it right now, please. Thank you. Oh, I would just do that every day. That's all I would do. But you can't use people like that, You can't just make people do things, right? Unless you're Mr. Beast or something. You can't just make people do stuff. But I would love to see that in live action. Real people. A real person. Erika in the background putting on sparkles. Is he gone yet? Huh? Terrell, is he gone yet? I think so. Oh. Charlie's dead, guys. Charlie's dead. I'm going to the washroom, man. What are you doing? Why are you on the table? What are you doing, man? Some guy's coming up to him. Can you put on this microphone? What are you guys doing? We are at the office, guys. It's getting out of control now. What's wrong with you guys? Sorry. So sorry. We're just we're just getting ready. We're just getting ready for we're just getting ready. What? You guys can't be doing this all the time. Charlie's dead, everyone. Is he putting these videos on social media? Is he putting it on guys? Go check his account. Is he putting it on social media? I'm not dead, man. Why are you doing that? Hello, BB? Yes, he's dead. Huh? He has BB's number. How do you have BB's number? What's going on? Get this guy out of the building. Get this guy out. Could be live on Facebook. He's just live. Charlie's dead, guys. Charlie's dead. I'm with my kid, man. Get the camera off me and my kid. What are you doing? What is this guy's problem? Get off of that car, man. He just keeps on jumping up. Why is he doing that all the time? You know? But yeah, if it has to do with the timeline, yeah, hands behind your back. Yeah, most certainly. And you know what's crazy? That guy hasn't even been questioned. There's no way he got questioned. There's just no way. Erika never got questioned. That guy never got questioned. Andrew never got, none of them have been questioned at all. You would think someone did tag me in the Officer Tatum. Yeah. Someone did tag me in that. I'll make sure to in the Lionel Officer Tatum video. Someone did tag me in that. I didn't have a chance to watch it all, so I don't have the exact timestamp, but I have the video. Laughs a lot. Tagged me in this, so I will definitely check it out. But I need a timestamp. Just to know what to look at. But yeah, it seems like some kind of timeline. Whoa. Easy. It seems like some kind of timeline thing that should be looked at more. The fact that he removed that guy and why. He removes that guy. He's mad at Andrew for the Ben Shapiro video. Tucker Carlson on stage. Josh Hammer and Dave Smith. He gets a call from the president. The president says he doesn't like what he's doing. A donor runs up to him after Tucker's on stage, says you can't do this. I mean, it's just... how much more investigating does there actually have to be in this whole thing? How much more? Everybody's doing, everybody's looking into it. But I think like 20 years from now, because this is not, they're just gonna kill that kid that's in jail. They're just gonna kill him real quick. They killed Charlie. You think they're not gonna kill the kid who's in custody right now? Yeah, they're gonna kill that kid. And obviously. It's not even a question. Obviously, they're going to do something to that. They're going to make it legal, and it's going to be an injection, and blah blah blah. And they're going to do away with that kid for sure. Whether the verdict comes or not, that's just what they're going to do. 20 years from now, all the new generation, whatever generation it is, generation blank, generation nuclear or something, generation radiation poisoning from all the stuff that we've been doing, generation data center, whatever the generation is, they're going to just look at the case and they're going to be like, oh, it's Philadelphia. Yeah. All signs point to, that world leader. Yeah, because his views were changing on the place. And they're going to be like, this is not like JFK at all. This is actually very simple. Why didn't they do anything? They all just made videos. I don't know. Coach Colin was really, he was good. But why didn't they? That's very weird, huh? You think it's still like that? No, the AI government that runs us now is nothing like those people. Nothing like those people at all. Sam Altman's grandkid and Barron Trump just running it behind the scenes. Listen. Generation data center is going to be some kind of wild generation. So what else do I got here? Let me just, and then somebody goes with this whole preemptive thing. So somebody tagged me in this. They tagged a bunch of us in this. I don't know if I want to read the whole thing, but basically they're talking about the the premature script phenomenon. That's what we're going to get into next as Candace talks about these people. Who claim that Charlie was hit in the chest. Now I'm going to just move over to this theory really quick. I didn't know about this, quite honestly. I'm going to be honest. When this was taking place, let me just move past this. When this was taking place, I was still crying about what happened to Charlie. I was still in tears. So I wasn't processing what people were saying. That I was just like that for a while. So I didn't hear anybody say that he was hit in the chest. Maybe I grazed through it and just thought those people were wrong. But Candace pulling them up now is very interesting. Let's jump into that.
Now, we told you guys that the Mike explosion theory, in our view, has infinitely more evidence. It offers infinitely more sensible explanations for all the odd things that took place that day. We put together that list for you, from them not bringing the bomb dogs over to that area, quickly paving over the crime scene, the shattered, what looks like ABS glass that's in the back of or plastic that's in the back of the car. We also forgot to include something else that we can now add to our growing list of things that suddenly make sense when we consider that it was a shaped charge with a patent explosive packed into it, right? Shaped charge. I think the best way to think of it, if you can't comprehend it, is almost like a firework. Like you can direct it up and it explodes, but you can't like perfectly direct it and say, hit right here. Anyway, one of the other bizarre things that took place is that the people who immediately testified after Charlie got hit said that they saw Charlie get shot in the chest. It was one of the things that we actually covered almost immediately after the shooting on this show, was that many of the people who spoke to the news were all bizarrely somehow politically connected. So we started profiling these people, and we found out this person, Tiffany Barker, I think was one of the names. Actually, she was working on Phil Lyman's campaign. Phil Lyman was out there testifying. Everything just felt weird and organized. And so we covered it. And we forgot that many people were saying that Charlie got hit in the chest. It's almost like they didn't look. It was very obvious where he got hit, anybody who looked at him. So why did they suddenly run to cameras and say that they saw Charlie get hit in the chest? Right? Never an answer for that. I want you guys to take a listen to these people who tried to convincingly sell that he got hit in the chest.
I heard a loud bang, which
I mean, just smiling so big, just smiling so big, such a big smile for some reason, just really smiling, just weird, given what she's going to be talking about in a second. Very odd, in my opinion. I don't know.
Figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but
she giggled. Who are you? You giggled and you're smiling. What's going on with you?
I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is. And then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Why was it such a happy situation for that girl? Why was it so happy? It just a bunch gushed out of where his chest was, and we all saw it, and we ran, and we laughed, and then Erika came over, and we laughed, and then Mikey came, and we all high-fived. I'm kidding. That didn't happen. Anyway.
Got shot to the heart. It looked like right where his heart is, it started going red. He fell back and went to his side. And then I looked down at the crowd, and it looked like the crowd, they all went to their knees really fast.
When I heard the first gunshot go off, all of a sudden I just saw an eruption of blood, come out of Charlie's chest, and then kind of his whole body recoil and go limp, and basically everybody just screamed and fell to the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are not guessing. They are providing a description that never happened. It never happened.
So that's where this little preemptive thing. Now, I don't know this person. They just tagged us all in this theory. I think a lot of people are starting to think this. The reason that this person kind of sparked this premature script phenomenon, coincidence or blueprint, is because of that Lily Gaddis, that lady who decided that that Candace is going to die on Sunday. And she posted that, and she said that her family reached out, Candace's family reached out to her, and that Candace had passed away. Now, obviously, it was not true. Candace really didn't give it the energy that I thought she might. I think it's because she's unclear of what actually happened. A lot of people are saying she got hacked, but I myself think it was kind of a warning, right? I talked about it in a pre-recorded episode I did yesterday, where I was just talking about temperature checks and how they did a temperature check with Theo Vaughn on Rogan. They did one with Dave Chappelle on Oprah. They do these checks from time to time to see if you're going to stay in line. Charlie Kirk with Ben Shapiro, an interview that he didn't even want to do. They do these temperature checks from time to time to make sure that you're going to stay in line. And if you're not going to, well, then, yeah, something happens. Warnings, another example of a warning. Some people think it was a warning. I myself actually do. Oz Perlman, who is from Philadelphia, born in Philadelphia. He is the mentalist. He was also at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Crazy that he's a mentalist, but he didn't know it was going to happen at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Just kidding. I'm kidding. But he was on Rogan, and he guessed Rogan's ATM code, his PIN code. So he came there. You know, some people think he came there with the knowledge, or he guessed it, whatever. But either way, a lot of people think that it was a warning to him that, hey, you might think that you're safe, but we could easily figure out what your ATM PIN code is. We could easily figure out where you are. We could easily make some of your people stand down. We can get to you in different ways, if not physically, through money. So a lot of people get these warnings. I think what happened to Candace was a warning. That's what I think. It was just as she went onto the Sean Ryan podcast. It's just as she said all the things that she said on the Sean Ryan podcast. She had just chastised BB on X, talking about him doing assassination plots. You know, there's just a whole snowball of things she did, and then all of a sudden that comes out. So that's what sparks this little preemptive thing. So when Lily's account dropped a fake announcement about Candace's death, trying to tie it to the Charlie Kirk tragedy, Candace laughed it off as some girl hacking the account. But there's a deeper tactical chess match playing here, or is there? Let's take a look at the worst case scenario. This isn't a tasteless hoax. It looks exactly like a predetermined script that accidentally rolled out too soon in intelligence and narrative operations. A script failure happens when the digital media the digital / media timeline gets completely decoupled from the physical reality on the ground. The words go live. The physical event didn't happen. I've had that happen with community posts. There's supposed to be a video that's supposed to drop, or, and somebody messes up a link. Yeah, I've had that happen before. That's exactly what they're talking about. Now, there was one situation that had to do with some buildings that she covered really quick. I don't want to pull that up on the screen. She also talks about the Tom Petty incident. Corporate media wires service pushed out pre-written death obituaries while he was still alive and on life support in the hospital. That also happened with Charlie. Charlie Kirk eyewitnesses, as Candace exposed on her show, multiple witnesses gave identical, highly specific scripted accounts of the tragedy that completely contradicted the physical facts. I think this is a thing. I really do think that this is a thing. And this is possibly what happened with Charlie. So they were just saying something that was supposed to happen, but it didn't actually take place. She said this is a thread, but I'm not seeing anything more. Okay. Zero comments on this. Let me see. Yeah, no comments on this. Just one like, only me. Well, it just goes to show you guys, if you're gonna send anybody anything, it should be me. I'm gonna read it. I got the time. If a threat operation or plan was foiled, dropping the narrative framework early exposes the blueprint. Public figures with high risk profiles project a casual poker face to deny their adversaries' data, while their private security apparatus locks down behind the scenes. Was this Lily girl a hoax or an intimidation tactic, an automated glitch? So it is a little darker side of what happened to Candace. I do think that is very possible. Did she kind of batten down the hatches when that happened? Well, as far as we know, she said, "I do not live in fear." She's like, "I'm going to do whatever I want on the weekend." One thing she didn't do is die. That's what she was saying on her show. And yeah, it just makes you wonder. Because, again, Sean Ryan has sat down with Megyn Kelly. He has sat down with Brian Harpole. That was an absolute sugar honey iced tea fest. It was a sugar honey iced tea show. It was terrible. Candace is definitely going to correct that. Yeah. Sean Ryan himself, just about probably a year ago, Sean Ryan got a similar type of warning after he did an episode, and he actually said to his audience that I have to go into hiding. I have to take my family, and we're going to go for a little while. It was just as he was talking about you remember the Cybertruck thing that happened? Remember that? And he covered it when the media didn't really want you to cover it. And then he covered it extensively and got somebody who had some information. He went into hiding over that because he also got a warning. So, I definitely think, I won't say that I think that Candace is not reading into it enough. I think behind the scenes, any type of thing that pops up like that is taken seriously by the security that is around her, for sure. Plus, she's pregnant. I mean, you got to think. George is a straight up gangster. George is a gangster, right? George is a guy who's, someone says, "Why aren't you looking at us?" Hey, man, there's 3,000 people here. You don't know who I'm looking at. I could be looking at the pretty ones and just not looking at you. How about that? Huh? I could be looking at my wife and just not looking at you. Huh? How about that? Could be looking at this guy because this guy's a little more interesting. Maybe you're a little boring, huh? You ever think of that? I'm kidding. It's a fun experience over on this show. Okay. We do it like comedy. You heckle, you get lit up. I'm going to light you up. Just know. Okay. Just know. I see the comments. And if you're looking to step into the octagon, going to light you up. Going to John Jones eye poke you. I'm going to give you an eye poke. I'm going to put you in a headlock. Just be clear. Just watch out. That's it. Why aren't you looking at us? People want so much from creators. They want so much. Why isn't he looking at me? And why hasn't he addressed the thing that I have in my mind that I haven't told anyone yet? This is crap. I hate this. Anyway, another preemptive weird thing that I covered months ago was this interview. Now, this interview is done by KUTV Salt Lake City. It's called 4 Witnesses Speak About Charlie Kirk at UVU Reflect on Aftermath. It's not really, they didn't give any kind of weird testimony before or after Charlie passed away, but I found it to be very odd because these people, and I'll show you like a little close-ups of these guys. So there's this guy, right? There's also, let me just make sure to catch this guy. There's also this, there's also this guy. Both have military backgrounds, right? There's this girl, but she's just young. I don't think she had anything to do with anything. I think she just saw a terrible thing. And then there's this guy, right? All three have like military backgrounds. Really weird. Now, they were able to come on this show. This is why I found it really weird. I covered it months and months and months ago. How long ago did this come out? It came out I covered it 7 months ago. I found it very weird because for some reason, when there was a gag order, remember they were all talking about gag orders, and it's like anybody who's like associated with the case, and it could mean Candace and the creators, and you guys can't talk about the case. They're really trying a thing They're really trying hard to make it so nobody would talk about this. But for some reason, in the midst of that gag order, these 4 people were allowed to go on TV and discuss the case. They're allowed to discuss what they saw, what happened, how they feel afterwards, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this guy is in particularly odd, because if you watch the video, you'll see a big guy with a red, I'll just say MAGA hat. I don't know if it's a 47 or a MAGA hat, but he has a red hat on. Same kind of guy, even wearing the same clothes as he's wearing right now. You will see this guy. It's him. I know it's him. And after the shooting, he hangs around. He is maybe 7 feet from Terrell as Terrell is taking out the SD cards. It's very odd. And he's just on the fence. And when the shooting happens, all 3 guys, now I will say the younger guy that I just pointed out, this guy, I can't see where he is when it happens, but you can see this guy and the other guy. Come on, big guy, where are you? And this guy, they hang back. What do you want me to do? Who's this Jason guy? Huh? Where's he at? Hey, where's he at? Boom. I'm like a sniper. I like a sniper with the block. I'm like Dan Bongino with the block. I'm like Gary Paramount Tactical with the block. Have fun at the block party. Have fun at the block party. Bye-bye. But yeah, they hung back and they stayed around the entire time. There's a lot of footage. Blake Benzinar, however you say his name. There's a lot of footage that he showed. There's a lot of footage that someone named Hustle B Itch showed. You can find them on X. Well, can't find Blake because he keeps deleting everything. But the Hustle B Itch guy, if you look him up and you go back, he has a lot of footage from after the shooting, and just like, I don't know, 20 minutes after. And this guy's hanging back and the other guy's hanging back. It's very weird. Very, very weird. So again, it's not in the line of any kind of premature thing, but I just found it very odd. When we were talking about witnesses, that's just what came to mind. And nobody's talked about these guys for a very long time, but you can see them. You can see them. Anyway, let's keep going here. And I'm not going to play anything, but also a very weird thing within this video is this guy says that he started a Facebook group. Okay. And the Facebook group was just for people who had witnessed what happened to Charlie. And he wanted everybody to come into that group, no matter where they were, no matter where they're from. Okay. Just go right in there and talk to them about what they saw so they could have clarity on what happened. Don't know what that is. Never found this Facebook group. I looked for it for a while, never found it, but I did find that very weird that he had this Facebook group where he was kind of helping people get straight in their mind what they saw. Again, military backgrounds, just weird. It's Thanos. Yes, he's Thanos. This is Thanos on his day off. Yes, you're 100% right. This is Thanos on his day off. And with a snap of a finger, he got hit in his neck, hit in his chest, hit in his neck. So he was letting people know, hey, where Charlie got hit. Probably, I can't say for sure, I've never been in the Facebook group, but probably correcting people who were claiming, maybe just correcting what people saw, where they saw it from. A lot of people say, oh, they all looked behind. Nobody looked behind them. There was a lady who looked at a bunch of people who were off to the left of Charlie who thought something came from there. Frank Turek, I played it. Frank Turek was in a town hall type setting. This lady was bringing that up. Frank tried to dismiss her right away. He even turned to Hunter Kozak and said, that's not what happened. Right, Hunter? Right, Hunter? It was crazy. It was actually crazy. So just bringing that up, just going a little deeper. Let's keep going here to the next one. But the chest theory is very interesting. Thinking about he was actually supposed to get hit in the chest. That does make a lot of sense. I would like to know where John Bray is on that. That's something that I would like to know. Again, I know so many people have covered it. Ian, Barron, Candace now, many others. Anytime it comes to this theory, and I say to all of you to do the same thing. You should look to John Bray, go back in his work, find out what he thinks about this, because he's just been so on point the entire time, and he hasn't deviated from this at all. So I think he would be the one to look to. If that's even a possibility, I feel like he would have, anything you're thinking about the microphone theory, anything you're feeling like is like a new thing, you're like, oh, you should just look at his work. He's probably already talked about it, because he's just been talking about it every day for 10, 11 months now. Anyway, let's keep going here. The next one. The next one. Rob McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. Rob McCoy. Did Barron talk about Rob McCoy? Do I have Barron talk? Hold on. Where's he at? Yes. Candace and Barron talking about Rob McCoy. I cannot wait. I'm watching the Barron one blind. I've not heard Barron talk about this before. I heard Candace talk about it, but let's go. Let's jump in. Because you know what I remembered as this was happening? I saw the Rob McCoy thing, and it all came flooding back. All the times Barron was talking about Rob McCoy. Like one of the first lives that I caught of Barron, the first thing I found was like he was talking about Rob McCoy being dressed like a sailor. And I was like, who is this? I'm like, this guy's hilarious. Talking about Rob McCoy looking like somebody says Stu Peters was first. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if you're on X and you actually go back, you'll see that John Bray was talking about it first. And you'll see that Stu Peters caught it soon after, not like months and months after, but John Bray was first. John Bray just doesn't have a following. Stu Peters has a voracious following. His fan base is very, very dedicated to him. They follow him from platform to platform. John Bray, still very small creator, should be much bigger than he actually is, but he was talking about it first. Trust me. I'm the political Perez Hilton, okay? I'm political Perez Hilton. I'm straight, that's all. This is the only difference. Let's keep going.
Christ. And when a mother and father see their baby on that ultrasound screen for the very first time, everything can change. Fear gives way to connection, uncertainty turns into interest. In fact, users starting with credit with autopay, you'll never miss Mary. All right, let's check in on some of Eric's pastors for contribution to Turning Point USA. You guys are in luck, actually, because today we have another installment of our Smash series. Whose pastor is this? Where we show you clips of a Sunday sermon and try to figure out who in America is actually spending their Sunday listening to this individual on stage preach at them. And today's is extra special because it's Rob McCoy, Pastor Rob McCoy, Mikey McCoy's daddy. He brought down the house this Sunday. Maybe it was past Sunday. I don't know. At Encounter Church in Vegas, holy city of Vegas. And I want to thank the ex-user Ali Top Files for putting this on my radar. That's how I saw it. Anyway, you imagine you get to church, you're fired.
Shout out to Ali Top Files. She does incredible work. If you're not following on X, you should. I believe she has a YouTube channel as well. She is great. She has been giving people theories and clips and information for a very, very, very long time. She's always in the background. I think she should be doing more in front of the camera stuff, going real hard. She only sees herself as a researcher, but she's actually great. She's great. She's a straight up creator, and she should step into that more. So shout out to her. Glad Candace actually shouted her out. That's really cool.
Up, you're ready to hear the good word. Pastor McCoy, take it away.
Candace doesn't have any receipts, and it's a carnal Christian soap opera, and you're suckered into it, and she's making $800,000 a week, and you're attacking a widow. Wow. On innuendo, supposition, vain speculation, and it's shameful. Wow. When you should be caring for a widow. Yes.
It's just amazing. Like, first off,
she's going to go bankrupt. This next one, Charlie's chief of security, Brian, this she's done. But here's the thing. We ended the Salem witch trials in 1692 in America. And it was a minister who ended them. His name was Increase Mather. And they had murdered 19 people. And you know why they did it? They had spectral evidence. You know what spectral evidence is? I had a dream. Charlie spoke to me. Sound familiar? Hello? Some of you don't want to nod because you've been watching that garbage. I had a dream. Spectral evidence was outlawed because the scripture said 2 or 3 witnesses. 2 or 3 witnesses.
Not him coming at his congregants. We don't want to nod because you've been watching this garbage. No, they don't want to nod because this is the last time they're going to show up to this church. How? Please walk me through it. How does someone go on Sunday and hear a pastor just speaking about Candace Owens? The lie that he is telling there, $800,000 a week on my show. You can't just be out there saying stuff like that. Even
it's, you know what's crazy about that is that he's like she makes $800,000 a week. You know, let me just even go back to it. I know Barron's gonna probably play it. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear this over and over again a little bit.
Spectral evidence was outlawed because evidence. You know, when you should be caring for a widow.
Yes. It's just amazing. Like, first off,
she's gonna go bankrupt. This next one, Charlie's chief of security, Brian.
Gonna go bankrupt, making $800,000 a week. Are you crazy? What? A lawyer can walk up to her once a month and say, I need another $100,000. And she'd just be like, yeah, no problem, buddy. No problem. There you go. Take it and go. It's $150. Keep the change. Are you kidding? And still have near $1 million a week. Are you crazy? She's never going bankrupt. Are you nuts? Wow, this is like an Ian Carroll level attack. Listen, if I'm not making Ian Carroll type of numbers in the chat, why am I getting the Ian Carroll level attacks? That's just crazy. That's not fair. But it's just like, don't worry, guys. You can just ignore them. I'm the main show anyway. What are you watching the chat for anyway? Your boy's slim. Your boy's funny. You're looking at the chat. You're looking at words. When you got all this in front of you, and you're looking at words, guys. I mean, look so good, even guys like me. Come on now. Stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. But it's so crazy to be like, she's gonna go bankrupt. And you know what? She makes, how much money is that? What is that? $3.2 million. So she's making upwards of $30 million a year from the podcast. And you think she's going to go bankrupt because Brian Harpole is suing her? What? 40 million plus. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? What are you, out of your mind? He's just saying things. Absolutely just saying things. So ridiculous. Is my head shining today? It's not that shiny today. I could do the whole thing like this. This is how I used to do it. With a vest and a tie on and stuff. That's how I used to do it. Or just a dress shirt. That's how I used to do it. Man, it's they're panicking. Obviously they're panicking. This is crazy. You know, she's gonna go bankrupt. You know, she makes $100 million a year, right? You know that, right? You know her husband's worth $1 billion, right? So she's gonna go bankrupt. They're gonna lose all their money. Brian Harpole sued her. What? How much do you think he's gonna get? His lawsuit sucks. It sucks. What does he think he's actually gonna get? He's not gonna get much. From someone who makes $40 million a year, you get $1 million. You don't even make a scuff on the bank account. You don't even make a scuff on it. if she's making 40 million, which she's not. Obviously, she's not. There's no way. There's just no way she is. I know numbers in YouTube, and there's no possible way she's making that much money. I've had a video go to 1 million views. You don't get $1 billion. You don't get $500,000 when your video goes to 1 million. You don't get much, quite honestly. I mean, it varies from person to person, but you don't get all that much. It's not a crazy amount. Anyway, his case is just silly. He just has a silly case. I'm telling you, I get cold. Put my battle ball on. My battle hat. This is my battle hat. Yeah, you get money when you go to 1 million, but it's not a crazy amount of money. It's not 6 figures. Like, good gosh. Are you Coach's brother? This is my disguise. You know that, right? Because if you see me, I'm doing it now. But if you saw me in public like this, and I had glasses on, you wouldn't know it was me. Because you'd be like, well, I don't want to be racist. I don't want to be racist and walk up to some random black guy, call him Coach Colin. I don't want to do that. I'll just, I don't know. I'll leave it alone. Because you don't want to be that person. Are you Coach Colin? Huh? What? Why? Because I'm bald and I'm black? No, it's just, no, I love his show and I just, I'm so sorry. Oh, come on, man. Oh, it'd be a bad look. So people avoid that. So they don't know you don't know what I look like if I have my hat off, you have no clue what I look like. And a shirt that's not a hoodie. Oh, the Gap could give it away. The Gap could give it away, possibly, but there's a bunch of black guys with gaps in their teeth. You know what I mean? Trust me. My brother has one. I got a brother that has one. Oh, but he looks nothing like me. He's like in good shape. He's like a Muay Thai teacher and stuff. A crew, an instructor. I shouldn't even say teacher. He's an instructor. He's a crew. He's a very good, and it's all the same comments. Wow. That is so interesting. I should put these on. I should put these comments on so people can see it. That's so weird. It reminds me of like when Ian got the message. At least the messages are about Candace. You know? That's how you know it's like a bot attack, because they're just about Candace. That's so interesting. And they're just repeating it over and over. That is so interesting. I'll get rid of them, but I just want to see. Wow. It's so funny. I've been feeling so tired because I'm going low calorie and I'm like walking a bunch. And like, you just get like exhausted. And plus it's like, it's hard. I'm trying to get an admin person in and also a research person in and fill those positions. And, it's just exhausting, getting ready for a show all the time. It's very, very exhausting. But, I was thinking today, I'm like, is this God pushing me away from the live streaming? Right. So I embrace doing like pre-recorded videos again, or is this just my laziness? I'm always asking that question. Like, am I doing something for money? Am I walking away from it because I'm lazy? Or is this God at work? I'm always like trying to ask those questions. And I was like, maybe this is just what happens before something big happens in what you're doing. And you just have to kind of white knuckle it and get through it so you can see that evolution of the thing that you're doing. Right. And it's very interesting that the day that I'm thinking that is the day that this starts happening with these people. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. People may not even be people. I don't know who's doing it, but it's just something to think about there. Anyway, going bankrupt. Candace is going bankrupt. Keep grinding, Coach. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop. You just keep going. I don't want to stop. I would like to travel more, that's for sure. Bot that says N, friend of the show. Oh my gosh, whoever said that, you're hilarious. I usually get to them to the end. The bot that says end, friend of the show. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Someone said I'm making 200K a week. Don't stop. Oh my gosh. If I was making, I don't even know what I would do. I have no idea what I would do. I have no idea. I probably stream a lot longer. I'd be like, screw it. We're doing an 8-hour stream, ladies and gentlemen. Go to work. Come on back. I'll still be here. Don't even worry about it. Oh, it'd be crazy. Anyway, let's keep going with this. I got sidetracked there.
This she's done. But here's the thing. We ended the Salem witch trials in 1692 in America. And it was a minister who ended them. His name was Increase Mather. And they had murdered 19.
Wow. Ian's attack came when he was talking about Rob McCoy as well. That's true. I covered it. I remember covering that because he was trying to find something that he first saw from my video. And then I think he was trying to find the audio of it on Spotify. And then all of a sudden that happened. Wow, you're right. Wow, that's interesting. The guy who actually was doing psychological warfare, and his dad did psychological warfare and served under Paul Lee Vallely, one of the fathers of psychological warfare, has bots. When I talk about him, bots appear in the chat. That's a coincidence. What do you think I was going to say? You think I was going to say that's not a coincidence? That's just a coincidence.
People. And you know why they did it? They had spectral evidence. You know what spectral evidence is?
Ooh,
I had a
tell
dream. Charlie spoke to me. Sound familiar? Hello? Some of you don't want to nod because you've been watching that garbage. I had a dream. Spectral evidence was outlawed because the scripture said 2 or 3 witnesses. 2 or 3 witnesses.
Not him coming at his congregants. Some of you don't want to nod because you've been watching this garbage. No, they don't want to nod because this is the last time they're going to show up to this church. How? Please walk me through it. How does someone go on Sunday and hear a pastor just speaking about Candace Owens? The lie that he is telling there, $800,000 a week on my show. You can't just be out there saying stuff like that. Even X had to clock him on the lie. Like, no, he just wildly exaggerated that. It's kind of like his Mikey had blood all over him because they just lie. It's just crazy. $800,000 a week. I told my team, if we were making $800K a week, I'd buy them all Bentleys. I don't even like Bentleys. I think it's kind of an ugly car. Maybe like Range Rovers, it looks better, but Bentley like sounds more expensive or whatever. So I'd get them all Bentleys if that was the case. He's just saying stuff. How do people attend these churches and think that they have anything to do with God? It's amazing to me. He's talking about my lawsuits. Who got up that morning and was like, let me get church. I want to go into the week with the energy. I want to hear the New Testament. I don't know who walks into that church and leaves feeling spiritually renewed.
Oh, I've talked about this at length. I've talked about this so much that if I was at my church and they started talking, I like Tucker Carlson. I like Candace Owens. Even if they started talking about them positively, I'd be like, hey, that's enough, man. What are we talking about? Get to Genesis, man. What's going on here? This is crazy. Tell me something Jesus said, man. What are we doing here? Listen, I don't care if they feel just like me. Oh man, Candace Owens is great. I'd be like, what are you talking about? Hey, bro, hey, that's enough. What are we talking about here? Well, you remember Tucker Carlson recently just said, Tucker Carlson admitted what we've all been thinking, that Philadelphia are the one who took out Charlie for his evolving opinions. I'd be like, are you crazy? Hey, man, I wouldn't even walk out because I'd be like, no, I got up early. I don't like getting up early. This weekend's supposed to be my time off, and I got up early for this. You better switch it up. You better. I don't know what else you got. I don't know what else you got on that iPad screen. That they all have Macs now. All these preachers. I don't know what else you got there. I don't know what other slides you got. Get to them. Get to them. Oh, I turn real black. I'm not even black like that. I get real black. I'd stand up and be like, "Hey, man, hey, what's going on with you guys?" Like a black person yelling at the screen in the movie theater. I'd be like, "I'm not. No. Quiet down. Quiet down. Miss Jenkins, be quiet. Tyler, that's enough. Listen, what's going on here? I didn't come for all this. I want to hear about podcasts, man. I'll go listen to Philip DeFranco if I want news about the internet. What are you talking about, man? Get to the book, bro." Throwing Bibles at the guy. Are you kidding me? Yeah. You cannot throw Bibles on the stage. Well, you don't have one. Obviously, you're talking about Tucker Carlson. You don't have one, so I threw one to you, and I want it back after we're done. Are you kidding me? Oh man, so crazy. Yeah, I've talked about it so much. There's no way. I don't get. It's really I'm making jokes, but it's propaganda. That's how propaganda works. When it comes to Project Often, when it comes to that propagandic type stuff, like Project Often would focus on systematic belief systems. And obviously that happens when you're in church or when you're in whatever religious structure you're in. That's the time to try and take advantage of people. And that's what he's doing. And he does that often. Like, he's not like, I don't know if Charlie ever actually said it, talking about him being America's pastor. I don't think so. I don't think he's good. Listen, there are pastors who are good, who I can hear words from, and I know that they're also not good in terms of like they got jets and all that stuff. He's not good. He doesn't have the jets, which is fine, but he's also not good at it. He's not a good preacher, Be not deceived. Yeah, maybe he's like a stress test. Maybe he's a stress test for Christians, Like maybe it's like this is a test in discernment. Are you going to sit and listen to the podcast pastor tell you about Candace Owens and Brian Harpole and all this nonsense? Are you going to listen to that? Or are you going to stand up, walk away? Are you going to say something? Like, what are you going to do? And maybe God's testing those people. And they didn't do much, I got to say. I'm just saying.
Who? Send me an email. I need to know who the congregants are who sat there and listened to him riff about Brian Harpole suing Candace Owens and Let's feeling anything other than like, I gotta go. I gotta find a new church. Maybe I'm going to become Catholic. Yeah, I love this, by the way. I wish him every stage. I wish him to lie all across America. I want him to go on tour. I love Erika's very many pastors. I love Victor Marks, who says he's no longer a pastor, but he was kind of a pastor for a little bit, but he's still doing the prayers on Erika and Charlie. I love this guy, Rob McCoy, who just can't tell the truth when he hits the stage and is hoping for people to be bankrupted and is talking about the Salem witch trials. I love it all. I love it all. Because people wake up to the mega church and these minor pastors grifting Judeo-Christianity. You wake up to what it's actually about, which is just protecting the state of Israel and attacking anybody who calls them out for their various genocides around the world. Anyway, speaking of which, I'm shocked he didn't mention Tucker Carlson in his sermon. It's usually a package deal. It's Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Especially because Tucker has been trending all weekend for saying the quiet part out loud regarding Charlie Kirk's death. He was on the Can't Be Censored podcast, and here's what he had to say.
Well, you're never going to hear me whine about threats ever to me, because I got on this voluntarily. I know I got fired after 15 years, the highest rated show in American cable television. So, and I got fired for my opinion. So and I'm not whining at all. I'm so grateful that I got fired. I'm just saying it's not like I didn't know what the price is. I do know what the price is. Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was not murdered for his opinions on transgenderism, obviously. he was, I believe, and most people who knew him well, as I did, and was friends with him as I was, believe he was most likely murdered for his evolving views on Israel. So I get it. A lot's at stake. The world is at stake. But from my perspective, I have a duty to say what I think is true. I'm often wrong. And I always say that because it's a fact. I have been wrong a lot, and I may be wrong now. But I am sincere. I'm saying what I believe is true, and I'm going to continue doing that no matter what.
You know, someone says, don't forget Tucker was a hardcore spreader of fake news for years. Remember, yeah. Don't ever forget that, because him admitting that he was wrong and actually outing people who are national security correspondents, outing them for getting their talking points directly from the agency is something that only someone who was deep inside the mainstream media sphere of things could do. We could all speculate. Tucker actually told us that, and he told us who it was who was actually taking their talking points directly from the agency. He mentioned a bunch of people within CNN, company that he actually, I believe he worked for. So only Tucker could do that. So yes, don't forget that. Don't forget that he is the only thing, the closest thing to a mainstream media whistleblower that we have ever had. Chris Cuomo came out and just did the exact same thing, just for other outlets. Don Lemon got out of it and does the exact same thing for himself now. Every single one that gets out of it doesn't say anything, and Tucker Carlson has. Remember that as well. I can't see your name, but remember that. Max77. Just don't forget that part too. You gotta remember that. And he admitted that he was wrong, something that never happens in media, period. No one admits that they're wrong. Ever. So good for him. That's what makes me trust Tucker. That is one of the things that makes me trust Tucker. I trust Tucker more than I trust Sean Ryan. That's for sure. In terms of the person who was asking if James Kiddish, I think that's how you say his name, was Charlie Kirk's spiritual advisor from the time he left that special school, I don't know. I would have to see James's age. As far as I know, James looks like a young dude. Perhaps he could be that to Charlie. Charlie was 31 when he passed away. I have no idea how old this James person is. I'm looking it up right now. That is a good question. I have no idea how they even met. Lists his date of birth as 11/11. Oh, wow. The pastor with over 30 years experience. What? Just tell me his age. It won't tell me his age. That's weird. About him. Okay. Let's see. Let's see the about section about this guy. Doesn't say his age. It says he has 30 years experience, so I would imagine he is substantially older than Charlie. Charlie was coming out of that school. Charlie would have been, I don't know, we'll just say 15, just for the sake of it. We'll say 15. I guess that guy would be an adult, and he could have been that spiritual advisor, possibly. But I have nothing else to go with that at all. So I have no idea. But good question, though. Definitely a good question. Let's bounce back over here really quick. Candace Owens. Just to wrap up the whole Rob McCoy thing. You guys really did point it out. Barron got an attack while he was live talking about Rob McCoy. Ian got an attack when he was live talking about Rob McCoy. And now this is happening to me. This is very weird. Very, very weird. And expected, you know. I try to stay out of the way. You know, I just want to be the straight Perez Hilton. That's all. I just want to be the straight, good-looking Perez Hilton. But you get pulled in. You know, especially when they don't like what you're talking about. So it's just like, what can you do? What can you do? You know? Anyway. The sexual competitors who talk about others supersede intelligence. Oh, man. What is this? What's happening right now, guys? I mean, I don't even really care, but, you know. Perez got sued. Who cares? It's because if you know Perez, he got crazy. He got nuts. He got a little nuts. He went off the deep end a little bit. You know, I'm not going off the deep end. You know, I just like talking about Candace and whatnot. 4,000 people in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I know black, nunca, nunca. I know black, nunca, nunca. I know black, nunca, nunca. I know black, papi. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Coach, when do you think the interview will drop? Between Sean Ryan and Candace Owens, Sean Ryan always drops his interviews first for his Patreon. Then it goes public. I am on his Patreon. I actually, funny enough, I only got on his Patreon so I could have access to the Brian Harpole interview before everybody else. And now I'm going to do the same thing with Candace. I will have access before everybody else. I'm not going to do a live watch party. Some people have asked for that. I'm not going to do that because I think that, you know, if someone has something going on live, you shouldn't also stream it live, because then I'm literally saying, and this is actually against the law in terms of fair use, you are actually taking money away from that person. Even if it's not malicious, it's still malicious. It's still kind of malicious, I'll just say. So I don't do that type of thing. Like I won't watch Barron live while he's live. Like I want you to go watch Barron live. Same with Sean Ryan, but I will be clipping that bad boy up right away. Even though Sean Ryan's one of the people who tried to take my channel down, we stay fearless in that regard. So I will do it. I will do it once again. Oh man, someone said Perez was in the files, the e-files. Oh my gosh, you guys know I don't actually want to be him, right? Like it's just, you know what an analogy is, right? You know what a comparison is, right? Do you understand what that is? Okay, you know, I don't actually want to be him, right? I'm not gonna be like eating fiber and, you know, getting prolapse booty holes and all that stuff. You guys understand what the comparison is. He talks about people in events, and I want to talk about people in events. You understand, right? Huh? You okay? Listen, it's not a high IQ outfit here, so I'm gonna excuse it. Right? We're a high hilarity outfit, so it's fine. But just wanted to make that clear for you. You know, Perez actually has long hair. You know, Perez actually lives in Beverly Hills. I don't actually want to be Perez. Hey, numbnuts. Anyway, sorry guys. Let's keep going here. I keep getting sidetracked, guys. Let's go to the next thing. Rob McCoy, ladies and gentlemen, does not like being covered, you know, but I forgot Barron talks about him too. So let's watch that. Let me make sure I'm on the right thing. Is this it? Oh, yes, it is. Let's go.
And TPUSA doesn't believe it either. Not the general consensus inside of TPUSA. Not the general consensus inside of TPUSA. Now, I got to get back. I got to get to this story with that Allie Top Files found. She does good work. If you don't follow her, she's a good follow.
Yep.
This is a tweet that Candace picked up on, amplified it, gave it a little coverage here. This is Allie Top Files. Candace doesn't have receipts. She's going to go bankrupt. Here we go. Pastor Exodus takeover. Care for the widow. I think Erika is good. Please share to Real Candace O. Real Candace O picks it up and says, there's no way he's dumb enough to believe I'm making $800,000 a week on YouTube. Not even girl math could come up with a number that obtuse. These pastors lie like they breathe, and it's the very reason why so many are exiting these fake churches. I will say, if she is making $800,000 a week, your humble host is doing something very wrong. Because her audience isn't that much bigger than what we have. And we're not making $800,000 a week here either. So, but let me play this video.
Man, they're all lying. They're all lying, guys. Just so you know. Right? Barron, Candace, they make $800,000 a week. Okay. And on top of that, they're going to go bankrupt. Okay. Okay. Just to be clear. Okay. they are all going to go bankrupt, right?
This is wild. Rob McCoy decided to get back in the ring, probably, if I had to guess, because his son's under attack a little bit. Under attack because he sent a message to Candace Owens saying that Andrew Colvin needed to be looked into more, indicating he may not believe the official narrative exactly. But he comes out. He doesn't just come out. He comes out swinging.
Candace doesn't have any receipts, and it's a carnal Christian soap opera, and you're suckered into it. She's making $800,000 a week, and you're attacking a widow.
Just a little back of the envelope math. $800,000 a week is $40 million a year. That's a lot on a podcast. I'll just be honest. It's a lot on a podcast. I think Charlie might have been making near about that much, but I don't think he was making it all off his podcast. I don't know where he pulled that number out of his rear end.
On innuendo, supposition, vain speculation, and it's shameful when you should be caring for a widow. I don't understand it. She's going to go bankrupt. This next one with Charlie's chief of security, Brian, she's done.
She's going to go bankrupt. Now, on the one hand, she's making $40 million a year. But on the other hand, she's teetering, guys. She's barely hanging on out there.
Yes. I'm glad. I'm not insane. That is a stupid thing for him to have said. I'm glad Barron is echoing that. Thank you. I have a little bit of that high IQ outfit in me, guys.
Gonna go bankrupt. A single lawsuit is gonna wipe her out. All $40 million a year of it.
Oh, man.
I don't know if he even notices what he said there. That's what he said.
But here's the thing. We ended the Salem witch trials in 1692 in America. And it was a minister who ended them. His name was Increase Mather.
To begin with, that's a dope name. Increase Mather, are you kidding me? I feel so robbed by my parents' choice of Baron Coleman. Increase? Come on. I would like to be called Increase henceforth. Baron Increase Coleman.
And they had murdered 19 people. And you know why they did it? They had spectral evidence. You know what spectral evidence is? I had a dream. Charlie spoke to me.
This is the number one way you know somebody is intentionally misleading the audience. This is that, in my opinion. You know, I try to create guideposts and landmarks in my mind, just litmus tests, easy yay nay, on-off switches. When someone says that the only thing Candace has is dreams when Charlie spoke to her, and that is why Candace says X, Y, and Z. When they say that, I immediately move that person's marker into a column totally full of bull butter. That is, I just end it there. I don't want to hear it. There's not a single person on this planet who hasn't had a dream that they believe was someone talking to them. Now, if that's all you had, if I dreamed that my grandma came to me and my grandma was like, I know it looked like I died of emphysema and lung cancer in a hospital bed in Hancock Memorial Hospital. I know that's what it looks like. But that's not what happened, Barron. I was, in fact, brutally attacked. I was on the north side of Indianapolis at the Target. And as I was walking out of the Target, I was jumped by a gang of hoodlums. And these hoodlums beat me senseless, and I died. I need you to investigate it. If I said, wow, kind of flies in the face of all the evidence. My mom was there with you as you were passing. My uncle was there with you my aunt was there with you as you were passing. You got doctor's notes and orders and tests. But Grandma did tell me in a dream, like, if that's all I had, then yes, make fun of me. Stand on the stage. Joke about it. Lay into me. Let me have it. That's not the nature of what's happened the last 9 months with Candace. It's just not. You know why we know about the text messages from the night before Charlie died that says I'm left with no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause? Because Candace found them. You know why we know that Tyler Robinson allegedly was at a Dairy Queen at 5:30 or 6:30 p.m.? Because Candace found it. There are so many different things that have come out in this investigation, threads we've all been pulling on. We can illuminate, we can investigate further, but we run down the path because she came up with the evidence. And to sit back and act like she's just making stuff up based on a single dream she had where Charlie said something to her is just brutally dishonest. Boop.
That's been the play the whole time. That's always been the play when it comes to Candace. That's always been the play. Like we're just gonna act like, and this is the thing that Rob McCoy and Frank Turek turn to every single time. Every single time they turn to, well, she just had a dream. Every single time that's what they turn to. Just like when Gary doesn't know what to say, he goes, well, you thought ice froze at this temperature and it actually froze at this temperature. Every single time, that's all they cling to. It would be better to actually tackle the things that she finds and try and discredit that. That would be a way smarter thing to do. But again, when you are in front of a congregation that, for the most part, doesn't know what the hell you're talking about, right? They show up for church. They don't really know what you're talking about all that much. They probably know Candace. They know what happened to Charlie, but they don't fully ever. There's no way everybody in this room that he's in front of, let's say he's in front of 400 people right now, probably more. There's no way they all know what he's talking about. They're probably like, who the hell's Brian? And what? 800 a week? Candace. There's probably people in there that don't know who the hell Candace is. They're like, who's he talking about? Is Candace coming on next? Who's Candace Owens? Who's that? What the hell's the Daily Wire? I don't know. What? But when they don't know what you're talking about, you can kind of say whatever, right? Because the main objective of Rob McCoy when he does this is not to tell the congregation, right? It is to have himself online. It is to have himself online saying it to YouTube, saying it to the tens of thousands of people that will see it. That's his objective. And he just uses these congregations as a way of having authority and speaking in front of a camera. Because if he just did this in his house, we would all be like, oh, Rob McCoy's a crazy person. He's just in his house talking about Candace. It would look dumb. But it looks different when he's in front of a congregation, when he's in front of hundreds of people, maybe even 1,000 people, and he's saying all this. It gives a certain air of authority to the people who are watching it. It's very, very deceptive what he's doing. And then the fact that he, knows about psychological operations to the point where his dad knew about psychological operations. I mean, what are we talking about here? He does this with full knowledge of what he's doing. He's not dumb. He sounds dumb, but he's not dumb in that regard.
Find out. Here we go. Let's pick it up and see what he has to say. If we got to back it up a little bit, we will.
Jihadist cartel crossing the border into Texas and going to the University of Texas during a
Yeah, no, this is we're a little behind. We're a little ahead here. It was 29.50 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
If you feed a pig broccoli, it turns it into bacon. That's a perfect animal.
Nah, it's even back further than that, right? 28.50 maybe. I remember it was 50 something.
What did he say? Hold on a second. What was that part? What did he say? I really want to know what he said just there. I'm sorry. we specialize in comedy on this podcast. I have to hear that again. I'm so sorry.
Part that's ridiculous. Yes, it is.
No, I
Go read a book. Educate yourself.
Come on, brother. Oh, man, I got to go to a church like this. I didn't know you were allowed to talk in church. A priest is talking. We don't just interrupt him and start hollering.
Oh yeah, Barron goes to Catholic church. Nah. In when you're not in Catholic church, oh, you can say all sorts of stuff. Come on. Praise Jesus. There's always a guy behind me. He's like, Jesus. He's like an Australian guy. Jesus. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. My wife's cracking up beside me. Jesus. Oh Lord. There's always a black lady, and she's like, yes. Come on. There's always a young white guy. Come on. Yep. Won't he do it? Oh yeah, it's the best. Because we're singing and stuff. It's different. Before the sermon starts, we're singing. There's guitars out. There's a guy on the drums. So we're all hyped up. So we're just yelling things. Come on, let's go. Like we're just hyped up. They hype us up beforehand. It's not like Catholic church. It's different. It's wild. I love it. I absolutely love it. My kids dancing around and stuff. It's the best. You got to come. Check it out. If you don't have religion in your life, or at least church in your life, I mean, hit it up. Why not?
Maybe you do. I'm all right with it. Like, this is dope. Yes, it is. Go on, brother, preach.
And then let's attack Jews. 15 million Jews worldwide. 15 million. 7.5 million live in Israel. The next largest amount is here in the United States, and the rest are scattered throughout Europe and leaving because the persecution is so heavy. We play a game today called 6 Degrees of Separation to blame a Jew for anything. You're like me picking on that kid in the 2nd grade. You found somebody that's easy to pick on, and Jews are easy to pick.
It's crazy. It is such a crazy notion to bring that up in church. That is so wild. See, this is that's where my church does not do. I've never gone to a church that does that. That just starts talk. Never. They usually talk about the Bible. That's where we tend to stay. We tend to stay in the Bible. You know, I don't know how he gets into this whole thing. It's so crazy. It's like, why are you doing that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I wanted to hear that bacon thing. He's like, if you give a pig bacon, or if you give a pig broccoli, it turns into bacon. I was like, pardon me, sir. Oh, someone's saying I'm a CIA agent. Yeah, that person. Yeah. Could you imagine if I was a CIA agent? So you were supposed to use neuro-linguistic programming to get your audience to like Philadelphia, as you call it. Also, you call it Philadelphia. It's a little odd. You're not really doing the things that we talked about. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I really do apologize. It's just we really get into it on the show. And you actually were explaining to them how Hollywood works, and that the people behind the camera are like Hollywood deep state, and you're explaining all sorts of things like that. You're not supposed to be explaining those things. Huh? What? Oh, you guys heard that? Well, I just figured if I talk about it a little bit, they'll trust me more. You told them about Project Often. That's actually, we're not supposed to mention Project Often. And you keep mentioning it and telling them how it works. The thing about it is, I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to say that. This is the first time hearing this. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wachuka. Won't happen again unless we have to talk about it. And you keep on covering Candace Owens and Erika Kirk and what happened with Charlie. We're supposed to just go with the 30-6 and that's it. Oh, yeah. The thing about it is, you heard about John Bray? Have you guys, anybody? You guys all look so upset. If you look into John Bray's work, probably wasn't the 30-6. It's just, And she's just going through the microphone theory right now. Okay, man. Just listen. We're going to kill you if you keep doing this. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Again? Come on. Oh, I'd be the worst. I'd be hard to reel in. I'd be like Donnie Brasco. You know Donnie Brasco? You ever seen the movie Donnie Brasco? He's in too deep. He's having kids with this lady. Well, what's going on? I saw him mowing the lawn the other day. What's happening right now? I'm like, huh? What? Huh? I have a show. I want to do more pre-recorded episodes. And you've been covering Agent Tatum in a very, very insulting way. Huh? Oh, man. People love that. What, you guys don't like that? Oh, man. I'm telling you, the audience loves that. You have to stop doing this with Agent Tatum. You can't keep doing this type of thing, okay? He's been calling us about this for the longest time. And Agent Erika Kirk, you've been covering her too. Oh, well, she's a liar. Listen, Chief, she's a liar. You know that, right? I mean, she just makes up things all the time. Candace caught her in another lie just today. I mean, it was just, they'd be like, this is crazy. We got to make this look like an accident, boys. And you keep telling everybody that Gary is a Kandahar giant. That is classified information. That's been classified for a very long time. Oh, but they think it's a joke. That's all. They think it's a joke. No one's going to look at his rows of teeth. He doesn't show people his rows of teeth. Oh, come on. And he does the AI thing to make it look like he has 5 fingers instead of 6. It's fine. Come on. You're not doing this correctly at all. They'd be so mad at me. They just be pissed all the time. But anyways, guys, Rob McCoy sucks, huh? That's the main point of all this. Rob McCoy sucks. You're supposed to make a positive episode about Ben Shapiro. Oh my gosh, I would, but Ben Shapiro sucks now. You guys realize that? When are you going to clone him like you're cloning Jordan Peterson? Are you guys going to do that? Make him come back better? Because this is crazy. He's absolute garbage. Have you guys looked into this guy? Oh, it'd be so bad. Anyway, Rob McCoy, ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show. Let's move on. I just keep thinking about Barron being like, this guy's dressed like a sailor. I was like, oh, this guy's funny. I was like, this is the best. Let's keep going here. What's the last one? Tucker. Candace speaks on Tucker. Let me just see here. She kind of touched on it a little bit. I just want to see what she has to say in regards to what we already saw with Tucker Carlson. Let's play it. Okay. Well, I knew you guys couldn't see. Oh, you guys still can't see it. Okay, whatever. I'm pulling a Barron. Okay, fine. I pulled a Barron. Fine. Happens every episode. Fine. Get used to it. Yeah, Jordan Peterson. They're cloning that guy. They're cloning him as we speak. That's why you don't see him anymore. And he's like, in Russia? What? What do you mean you're in Russia? What are you talking about? You know, ever since he signed up with the Daily Wire, his life has not been going well. His life has not been going well ever since he signed up. Should have stayed away from that. Should have stayed away from them. He really should have. It would have been so much better. So much better if he stayed away from them. You know, he gave up too much of his soul. And eventually it eats away at your physical. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time. Let's get into it.
Zero plausible evidence that points to the fact that Charlie was stressed the night before over transgenderism. This isn't like, Matt Walsh in What is a Woman Prime. Then you'd go, okay, maybe I could see a trans person. Charlie Kirk murdered for his views on transgenderism when the night before he tweeted that he was left no option but to abandon the pro-Israel cause because of how severely they were bullying him, threatening him, using finances. The night before, he's talking to rabbis, Israeli rabbis, Josh Hammer, all of them saying that they were just helping him fine-tune his debate skills because Charlie wasn't, doing that for a living and smarter than every single one of these people. No, he needed advice the night before. No, you guys were all on the text chain where he said this. Your conversation clearly was related to the text that he dropped where he said, you've left me no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause. That's common sense. And you keep bragging about the fact we were the last one to talk to him. Yeah, that's the problem. He then sends a message and says they're going to kill me. And we're supposed to believe that after hanging up with Josh Hammer and Rabbi and the rabbi on a Zoom call, having told them that he was done being bullied because Zionists fall into all of the stereotypes. We're supposed to believe that night he texted security and said, "Oh, trans person's going to murder me." No, it defies common sense. We reject it. Okay, it defies everything that happened that day. Defies common sense. Everything you're telling us happened that day defies common sense. Okay, Charlie wasn't hit with a 30-06 bullet in the neck. He wasn't. I'm sorry. Didn't happen. Did not happen. And you know it didn't happen. And Erika couldn't scramble fast enough, and Terrell couldn't scramble fast enough, and new witnesses the next day at 4 a.m. in the morning saying he got shot in the neck. Couldn't scramble fast enough. In my opinion, allegedly. Nothing adds up. Show us something solid. We don't need influencers who formerly worked for the Department of War coming and making videos and telling us, well, don't believe your own eyes. Nope, we're going to believe our own eyes this time. We're going to believe our own eyes this time, if that's cool. And that ain't a grieving widow. Anyway, Blakey Neff responded. I want you to know why it's important that he responded to the Tucker thing, because he used to work for Tucker Carlson. And I want to say, Tucker, if you're watching, I told you so. Tucker was so nice.
That is so needlessly petty. Tucker, if you're watching, I told you so. Jeez. Oh my God. That is so funny. That is so funny. That is hilarious. Oh man, people keep saying kudos to the mods. There are no mods here. It's just me. I have ADHD. I multitask. I'm writing down timestamps. I'm looking at these things. I got the phone over here and see the chat. It's just me. Bang, 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 bang. It's just me. It's just me here. That's it. You know, what can you do? Oh my gosh. Someone asked, what do I coach people for? Conspiracies. I'm a conspiracy coach. I'm a tinfoil coach. That's what I do. Oh my gosh, that was so funny though. Jeez.
Nice about Blake Neff. So nice. So nice about Erika. So nice about Blake Neff. Said, I know these people, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Blakey Neff, you could see how quickly he would have stabbed Charlie in the back as he just stabs Tucker right into the back. And he tweeted this. Actually, those of us who knew Charlie best, a group that doesn't include Tucker, do think that Tyler Robinson did it and was motivated by transgender radicalism. Tucker is lying. No, Blake Neff, you're lying. And some audio is going to show that the majority of people at Turning Point USA don't believe Tyler Robinson did it or acted alone. We'll have that later this week. I know some other podcasters are working on that, namely Baron Coleman. But you're lying. And the fact that you do it to cover up and you stab Tucker in the back.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. Shout out to you. Shout out to you who just said that. You're right. Blake actually pulled an actually. Actually, those of us that were good friends with Tucker and that doesn't, those of us that were friends with Charlie, and that doesn't include you, Tucker Carlson, actually do believe that he was hit with a 30-06. That is what you don't know. You were not friends with him. You're a liar. That is actually, I didn't even realize. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, dweeb, you know? Right? Am I wrong? It's crazy. That is so funny. That is so funny. I didn't even I did a whole episode. I recorded an episode yesterday about this entire thing she's talking about. And yeah, he said actually. And he got lit up in his comments. The comments, the retweets, the ratios. It was crazy. It was nuts. And he called the Tucker a liar. You know, she gets into the whole thing about him being a backstabber, but it's so true. It's so crazy that he would do that. And like I said in the video I recorded yesterday, he didn't even call Tucker. he could call him, he could email him, he could message him and say, hey man, just so you know, like, you know, when you do this, it's really a problem for us. So if you could just please, can we talk this out? He didn't even do that. He just went straight to attacking. He didn't even consider calling Tucker. Didn't even consider it. After Tucker said all of those good things that we all looked at and we said, it's gross that Tucker's talking about this with Blake. It's actually gross. We all were like, this is crazy. Why is Tucker talking like this with Blake? Why is he being like this with Blake? Why is he saying Blake's a good person and this and that? Because we all felt like it was, not real at all. And that's the big reason why Candace is saying told you so. He's been very nice to these people. He's been very, very nice. Tucker, I mean, to Turning Point. He's been extremely nice. He stayed out of it. And I hope that from Blake attacking him, he decides to just go all out. I hope that sparks him considering to talk to Baron Coleman or having Candace on again to talk about everything. Something.
Back, or I guess in the front in this circumstance, lets us know what you would do to Charlie Kirk. You weren't one of his best friends. You're like an annoying person that somehow got onto his podcast. Nobody really knows how, actually. I'd like to know how. Oh, I know. I was helping him with his debate points. Charlie, man. After I left, he must have gotten really bad at debating. Everyone was helping him. Rabbis, pastors, priests, his wife, everybody was helping Charlie Kirk learn how to debate in his 10th year of debating on college campuses. So those kids must have really gotten wise or something. He was terrified, excited the night before, thought he was going to die, but also very excited the night before, woke Gigi up or something. There's a lot going on, a lot of emotions. Terrified, texting his security, they're going to kill me after a day of arguing with Zionists. But he was talking about trans people, and then he was really excited the next day. None of it makes sense. Anyway, countering Blake, obviously, is the fact that the exact opposite was said while Blake was there on Charlie's show after he died by Andrew Colvett. Take a listen.
Really want people to understand, Tucker, you and Charlie had such a unique and special bond and relationship. It was
just right away, you see, he actually had a unique, special bond. Just so for anybody who did watch the recorded episodes the other day, I know there's some overlap here and you may feel like you already saw this, but live stream audience, a little different than pre-recorded audience. Do apologize for that, but we do have to go through it.
It was a deep friendship and you both had each other's back.
Well,
in an
he had
incredible
my
way.
back.
You had his back too. I know
smoke.
those stories as well.
Yeah. And I promised I wouldn't get into any of that, but I will say, and I'm not going to, but I will say, because I want this to be about Jesus and his love for Jesus and what he did to spread the word of Jesus throughout the world. But I will just say this, that whenever I would come and do a gig for you guys, which was a lot because I really enjoyed it, and he was so kind to invite me and defend my being there, but I would always, he's the only person I did this with, I would always say, hey, let's meet in my hotel room or have a meal. I loved talking to him. And it wasn't just to catch up on everything that's going on in the political world. He would always bring it back to God every single time. And it was there's no one around. So he didn't need to be like, oh yeah, I really love God. It was just us. And he'd be talking about that.
And you would come to Phoenix and you would reach out to, it was I have so many memories of Charlie being like, I got to do dinner. Who are you doing dinner with? Oh, Tucker's in town. I got to meet up with him.
Always.
How does Blake deal with that? He's clearly making something up when he says, hey, you didn't have a relationship with Charlie. You're lying. How does he deal with that and then see this, and then see that Andrew said this? He was there in the room. It's not even see Andrew said this. He's in the room hearing Andrew say this. How does he handle this? It's really weird. Really, really weird. And again, I may have said this before, but it shows that there's something else at play. In my mind, it shows that there's something else at play other than just Blake, people are just Blake's a nerd and this and that. I don't think it's just that. I think that there is some kind of marching orders. If Blake even runs his own social media, I don't even know. It seems like there's some kind of marching orders where he has to say this thing. He has to go at Tucker. Because in his mind, he must be like, well, Tucker did have... Blake knows. The same way Andrew's saying it. It's not like Andrew's saying it and Blake, this is his first time hearing about it. If Blake was so close to Charlie, then Blake knows that they had a friendship. He knows that Andrew said it. He was there in the room. But then on top of that, when Tucker pushes against him, the first thing he does is just attack Tucker. He doesn't call him, nothing. It's because there's some kind of marching order in place. And it makes, I wouldn't even say it makes them look guilty, but it makes what we think happened to Charlie seem way more plausible every time they do something like this. It's so out of character for a person. Not even just for Blake. It's so out of character for a person to do something like this. For a person to be like, not calling the person who's my friend. I'm not calling him. I'm not checking. I'm just going to attack him and call him a liar right now. It's just not what so many things that Turning Point does when they're addressing or trying to address or trying to dispel things. It's just not like a person. It's weird. They act like something else. Somebody said Blake is a creature. Well, he might be. Yeah. Creature of controlled opposition, perhaps.
Blake Neff is a liar. He is a coward. He is a backstabber, and he is made of the stuff that you would expect from a person who would betray Charlie. You proved yourself to be a deceitful traitor by pretending he was not close to Tucker Carlson. Everybody knows that he was close to Tucker Carlson. He confided with him. Just like everybody knows that me and Charlie were friends. You guys are trying to rewrite his history while we watch live, and we're not going to stand it. You're trying to rewrite history and make it so that his close friends were Josh Hammer, Laura Loomer, Jigsaw, okay, Sawface, you're now allowing to kind of edge into and pretend that he was her advisor. He came to me for advice about the woke right. Oh, he was upset about Tucker Carlson and confided into Laura Loomer. Are you guys out of your minds? How do you live with yourselves? How do you do it? I want to understand it. How do you guys wake up in the morning and look yourselves in the mirror, knowing that you didn't just betray Charlie, you betray him every single day, every single moment, and the entire world knows it. Every time Blake Neff opens his mouth, a conspiracy theorist gets his wings.
I mean, who thought of that? Is that just something she came up with off the top of her head? Because if so, that's crazy. That's wild. That's wild if she just came up with that off the top of her head. That's a very interesting thing to say. I mean, someone had to have written that down for her. I mean, they had to have thought of that beforehand. They had to have thought of that before. That cannot just be a thing that she just said randomly. If so, I mean, huge props to her, because that's just a wild thing to say. So good.
That's a fact. An absolute fact. These people are despicable. Oh, Charlie and Candace didn't speak since 2019. You liars. Sending people out to write hit pieces, trying to just, I can't even imagine having passed away and watching my worst enemies be given my legacy by my own wife, yielding the stage to Ben Shapiro. Like we were going to allow that. We're not going to allow it. I said from the very beginning of this entire thing, I want war with all of you, and I'm so glad that I'm getting it. We'll be right back after a break.
Wow. Well, that is that. There's a couple other things I had. Just I had the Rob McCoy thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to just show the Rob McCoy thing because this is actually Allie's page, and it's very important to shout her out. So she's the one that found the Rob McCoy thing. In a way, she's responsible for all the bots today. So that is Allie's fault. So if you're watching, Allie, we're all kind of upset with you. I mean, just saying. Let Let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. Oh, yeah. And then Candace addressing it. Let's move on to the beef really quick. There is a beef. I could just stay on this for the rest of the show, but there is a little bit of a beef that took place between Loomer, Sawface, as Candace now calls her. Sawface. I mean, so petty, so not clever, and so hilarious at the same time, you know? Just Sawface. Hey, I'm going to call you Sawface from now on. Just crazy. Just crazy for her to say that. I like pregnant Candace. Pregnant Candace, doesn't matter if there's a battle bun, doesn't matter if there's a power pony. She's going max the whole way through. I like pregnant Candace a lot, you know? Pregnant Candace is pregnant Candace is good. I like this this version of her. It's actually quite good. So let's start off where the beef started. Okay, you guys want to get into this a little bit, right? Let's get into this a little bit. Where is it at? Should I make this bigger for you guys? Actually, you know what I should do? I should do for all my reading glasses folks out there. You know, I know who you are. I know what my demographics are. I see it. You know, 35 to 55 years old. I know my demographics. Don't worry about it, guys. I got you. So Larry Sawface actually commented on Blake's post. And this is what she said. She said, I warned everyone at Turning Point about Tucker. I even warned Charlie Kirk 2 weeks before he passed away. I was upset about it. He invited me to his office 2 weeks before he passed away to talk about the problem of the woke right. And then he passed away. Tucker hijacked his memorial, and he's lying, saying that Philadelphia is the one that offed Charlie in an effort to help Tyler Robinson get off. It's not an effort to help Tyler Robinson get off. It's an effort to immortalize him as the biggest supporter ever, forever. That's. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it would make sense. You'd want to immortalize someone as your biggest supporter forever. That just kind of makes sense, right? So someone said 63. Wow, look at you. All right. I stand corrected. I can't zoom it in anymore. Sorry for the person who said 63. I can't zoom it in anymore. This is as good as it gets. I'm sorry for those that are in the 60s there. But that's what she had to say, and it kind of sparked something here. So then she takes somebody's comment and says, why don't you debunk Tucker's points, right? And then she says this. She says, in the weeks before Charlie passed away, he was concerned about the growing threat of the woke right, people polluting people's minds towards Philadelphian hatred. And he was very alarmed by Islam growing in America. I had made a tweet that was critical of some woke right personalities who I said would bring down Charlie. This is as she's saying this, like, oh, I was like, he invited me to the office, this, that. She was attacking Charlie before he passed away. I think like a week before he passed away, she was attacking him. She was saying very mean things to Charlie. The same way she talks about Tucker, the same way she talks about Candace, the same way she talks about Megyn Kelly. The same way. The same exact way she was talking about Charlie. She was doing the exact same thing to Charlie. So the fact that she kind of tries to position this like as if, you know, Charlie had me over there. Charlie probably had to have you over there because she's some kind of, you know, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, she's some kind of weird agent, it seems. Like she's in rooms where it doesn't make any sense for her to be there. It doesn't seem like she has any expertise. It doesn't seem like she's very good at anything. She's not really good at debate. She's kind of unhinged. Charlie even thought that she could be a Fed. That's where my mind goes as well with someone like her, because she doesn't make any sense. If you saw Candace in politics, you'd be like, well, the lady's very fierce. She's really good at debate. She presents herself really well. So you'd be like, okay, this makes sense. You know, if you saw her in a room with the president, if you saw her in a room with Charlie, if you saw her on stage, it all kind of makes sense why she's there as soon as you hear her speak. With Loomer, none of it makes sense. None of it. You know? Anyway, she says a bunch of stuff about Charlie, about how Charlie was worried, about how certain people were going to take him down. The reason that she's saying that certain people were going to take him down is because these people also had the same opinion that he seemed to be growing to have about Philadelphia. That's why she was saying these people are going to take him down. Is kind of veiled in a little bit of a threat, in my opinion. So yes, leading up to his death, Charlie and his staff were very worried about the anti-Philadelphia Charlie haters ambushing him because they constantly demonized him for not joining their cause. It's very, again, trying to rewrite history. He was going over to their cause, maybe not to the full extent of like, like people who like follow Nick, like super haters, but he was definitely coming over to the side where him and Candace could have had a very productive conversation. But either way, Candace ended up responding. She said, "Hey, Laura, can you share the text messages of Charlie seeking advice from you regarding the woke right and inviting you to Turning Point accordingly? He thought you were a total nut job. So this is surprising that he suddenly thought he needed your advice before he passed away." That's what Candace had to say there. Then we go a little deeper, because I like to get into the weeds of everything. So she responds to what Candace says. Okay. She actually, let me just put this a little bigger here. Let me see. She actually says, when Charlie invited me to his office, he called me, Tyler, and Andrew Colvette can confirm this. If he thought I was a nut job, he wouldn't have flown me out and hosted me at his office. Again, I feel like there's certain people, especially when you're one of these evangelicals, I feel like there's some people you have to do this with. I think just like the same way he didn't have a choice in getting interviewed by Ben Shapiro or being on Ben Shapiro's show. Like he didn't have a choice. I think there's certain people you don't have a choice for whatever reason that could be. I don't think she's a mega donor. I don't know who she's connected to. Seems like she's connected to the president and, and a lot of people behind the scenes. She had like Pentagon clearance, very weird stuff. That's why I don't trust her, because she's like Pentagon. She's Pentagon approved. I don't know. I don't trust people like that. She also says this person, RC Maxwell, was present in the building while I was there as well. He can confirm as well. Here's some text I had with Charlie, though, in June of 2025. It's just a fact. He was worried about the woke. I hate this stupid term, the woke right. It's so stupid. And it's coined by Micro Mark Levin. It's coined by him. It's such a dumb term because you're basically just saying, I know we can only call these people World War II bad guys, but I want to call people on my side that have a different opinion than I do. I also want to call them Nazis. So this is how I do it. It's such an annoying term. Anyways, he was planning to do more to stop the spread of this religion in America. Then 2 weeks later, he passed away. I mean, this is so stupid. It's such a dumb upside down theory. That's who did it. That's who did it. Let me tell you something. That particular religion that they're talking about there, they don't usually shy away from taking claim of things. I'm just saying. Usually, if they did it, they scream about it, right? They will yell. There's a certain thing they yell as they're doing it. They want you to know that they have done this. They don't do things in secret. They're not sneaky about it. They're like, don't worry, I got it. I'm the one who did this. They scream after. They wave their hands in the air. You can see it happening in Ireland. In Ireland, some guy did it. He just stood up, covered in blood. He didn't care. He was like, whatever. It just happened, I think, in the UK. Took off some guy's hand. He's like, I don't care. Yeah, I did it. There's a thing they scream. I'm not going to say it, but you know what it is. They scream that and then they do it. They're not really secret about it. So like what she's saying is just nonsense. Anyway, this is the text message that she ends up showing here. Here you go. It says, what the F? And this is Charlie. This is Charlie saying it to her. This is June 22nd, almost to the day, 2025. What the F is the Hodge twins issue? Like, actually. And then she says, anti-Philadelphian, just like Candace. Hope you're done with them after this. Lots of Philadelphia haters. Candace has gone off the deep end. I hope you see I've had the president's back here. That's very interesting that he's saying that to her. I hope you see that, because she was attacking him. And maybe, just maybe, he wanted the attacks to stop, and he wanted to see, like, hey, you know, I'm on the side of the president, right? Like, you don't have to come at me like this. Because we're talking about June 22nd, there was a lot of people coming at him. There's a lot of people messaging him. There's a lot of people questioning him. There's a lot of people making him feel uncomfortable because of the things he was doing and the people he was platforming. Also notice, and I get this from my Zio Ranger friends as well, where we'll be talking about one thing, and then all of a sudden they will start yelling about Candace. I've had this happen so many times with my Zio Ranger friends, where we'll just be talking about something, and all of a sudden they'll just be like, yeah, and Candace too, she's just so crazy, right? Just nuts. And I'll be like, man, why are we doing this? Like, I don't want to talk about work with you. You don't even know what you're talking about. You've never watched one of her episodes. Like, don't do this with me, man. I've had this conversation so many times, you have no idea, where I'm just like, come on, man, don't try it. It's just, you're going to lose this, right? You know you're going to lose this little battle that we're going to have here. And then in regards to him saying, what the F is with the Hodge twins? What's their issue? I have to say, before June 25th, I was asking the same thing about the Hodge twins, because the Hodge twins, not to say that they're bad, but it was interesting that out of nowhere, they just started going hard, like going max. No one said anything to them. No one said, hey, come and do this. No one said anything. They were just like, we're going max. No one's even brought up the term go max. We're going max. Out of nowhere. Everybody was like, whoa, what is going on with these guys? These guys are going hard. I literally thought they were trying to get kicked off of YouTube. That's what I thought they were trying to do. I'm like, they're trying to get kicked off. And they never did. They never did. I was like, wow, look at these guys going hard. Yeah. And that has just continued. They have not faltered in the slightest. So I can understand why someone like Charlie would be like, what's going on with these guys? Right? Because those guys were supposed to be Officer Tatum. That's what those guys are supposed to be. They're supposed to be Officer Tatum, just saying whatever at the drop of a hat, getting spat on once and not being mad about it. That's what they're supposed to be. But they just went the other way. They were like, same with JP Sears. Same with him. He was just like, out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa. Like, you never know. You never know who's going to step up and who's going to take the $7,000. You never know. So really cool to see with those guys. Anyway, let's get into Candace. She actually responds. Okay. So she responds to this text message because she's showing this. So right away, Candace is just like, nice try, sawface. This isn't a text. This is his X account, which all of his actual friends know. Andrew Colvette has been running for years. Oh, wow. I didn't even connect that. Whoa. Oh, man. Andrew Colvette has been running for years. So this is actually an exchange with Andrew. Whoa. That's wow. Wow. I mean, that's why she's the GOAT, right? Andrew Colvette has been running for years. Charlie wanted to spend less time on social media and handed the keys over to Andrew to tweet, reach out for show bookings, etc. So let me try again. Show us the text thread or WhatsApp thread with Charlie Kirk. Surely you have one, since you're now claiming that you were his advisor in his last days, you lying psycho. It's always a mistake to read Candace's tweets blind. It's always a mistake. Always. I am told Tyler Boyer is the one who invited you to the campus, not Charlie. And I have messages with Charlie from Trump's campaign discussing how insane insane he thought the campaign was for teaming up with you. Oh, goodness. Whoa, that can't happened. Look what happened that day. So the Hodge twins apparently were just pointing out that Trump broke his #1 campaign promise. Oh, Jesse on fire here with a little response. Wow. So the conversation happened June 22. Look what happened that day. So apparently the Hodge twins were just pointing out that the president broke his #1 campaign promise in the service of only people who supported it on Earth. Look how it played out too. On June 22nd, the Air Force and Navy attacked nuclear facilities in Iran. Wow. Interesting. Good catch, Jesse. Very good catch, Jesse. Okay. So that's what made Andrew apparently go, hey, what's their problem? And that sounds like something Andrew would say too, you know, a little zesty, just a little zesty. Anyway, and then Candace goes again. She goes, for clarity, Sawface. I mean, just so disrespectful for no reason. This is what an actual text chain looks like between friends discussing the tragedy of Trump linking up with you. You can ask Andrew and Tyler to confirm its authenticity, dated September 15th, 2024. Like everyone else, he thought you were a mad dog and possibly a Fed, exactly the brand of filth. It's so, I don't talk like this, so this to say this. Oh my god, it's like cathartic for me to be able to talk like this vicariously through Candace like this. Exactly the brand of filth that you would pretend you were somebody's close friend after he passed away. And then this is Candace revealing text messages. I mean, there's so many she hasn't revealed. So she's saying, I was genuinely pained watching that segment on Fox News with his campaign spokesman trying to dance around just condemning what Laura said. Truly so stupid. I'm dedicating every fiber of my being to help the president. And this is just a middle finger. Candace says, I know. Charlie says, she could be a Fed. Candace says, I feel bad for you guys. I don't trust her. This doesn't make sense. It's turning off Republicans to Trump. This is the girl who mocked Thomas Massey's absence when he was burying his wife. Solid. So Charlie actually thought she could be a Fed. And you know what? He's not wrong for thinking that. It's odd. I don't want to talk in circles, but I tend to sometimes. It is very odd. She doesn't seem like someone who should be doing anything. You know what I mean? Someone said, am I making it live? You did make it live. You're here. What's your name? Christy. Christy, you did make it live. We are live, Christy. You've made it. You're here. You're here with us. Look at you. Anyway. Come on. Let's keep going here. You threw us off track, Christy. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're going to be here live, Christy, don't throw us off track while you're doing it. Come on. Anyway. And then she says, for clarity, let's go back to this. Let me just see this. For clarity, Sawface. So this is what so immature. These are the political powerhouses of our time, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't get to see this stuff with FDR or Nixon or Kennedy. You didn't get to see stuff like this. Not even with Bill. Not with Obama. You didn't get to see stuff like this. Not with George Bush Jr. and his demonic father and mother. You didn't get to see stuff like this. You're in rare air right now, ladies and gentlemen. This has never been seen before in the history of politics. Anyway, let's jump in. This is what Sawface had to say. A friend of the show. What I showed is a real iMessage and even had a timestamp. Everyone is a Fed to you. Charlie said it. Why is she putting that on? Why is she putting that on Candace? Charlie said he thought you were a Fed. I don't know. Like Charlie said that, not Candace. Anyway, the irony in all this is, even Charlie said that about me, and I don't care. I have been kinder to his legacy and his family and his friends than you have, as you pretend you were his best friend. I never harassed his coworkers and his wife and never accused Erika of being responsible for his passing, but you attacked him. See, that's the thing about this guy, Sawface here, you know? Sawface always tends to forget. Sawface, actually, somebody asked why Sawface? Because she looks like Jigsaw from the movie Saw. So instead of calling her Jigsaw, we now call her Sawface, okay? Try to catch up, okay? All right? Universal Middle Productions, you gotta catch up. That's why we call her Sawface now, okay? The name's gonna stick. We're sticking to that name, okay? But she attacked Charlie. She's acting like, oh, well, I didn't do anything to his legacy. You attacked him. Anyway, it's Father's Day. Charlie's kids are without their dad today. Yet you can't give it a rest and be a decent person today of all days. What? She sucks. She sucks at this. You know, there's some people who feel like they're real. You ever had that? Usually, this is how little brothers are. I say usually because I'm a little brother, but I'm excellent at debating people. I don't like it, but I'm very good at it. There are some people who feel like they're really good at debate. They feel like they're really like hardcore good at debate, and they're just not. They're just terrible. They're just terrible at it. And as they're doing it, they feel like they're really good. And usually they have the attitude of like a honey badger, like they just won't stop. And they feel like as long as they don't stop, they're actually doing really good. She's one of those people. You ever seen that? You ever seen a guy getting beat up and down, and then you're looking at him and you're like, wow, this guy really needs to stop. But he thinks as long as he keeps getting up, he's doing a really good job. That's what he feels like. That's exactly what Loomer is here. Anyway, it's hilarious how jealous you are of my friendship with the president and his defense of me. I don't think anybody's really jealous of that anymore. I think a year or two ago, people would be really jealous. Now it's like, who cares? Who cares? A lot of people feel like he betrayed the country. So I don't think they're really gonna care that you're friends with him. Must sting to know he condemned you to the whole world, but Charlie would send me messages saying the president was raving about me on the plane, and I told him I single-handedly defeated Ron DeSantis. Okay, this is far too long. I mean, for Loomer, it's far too long. Meanwhile, you never lifted a finger to help the president. Really? Are you sure? Candace? Isn't Candace the one that exposed that Kamala Harris wasn't black? Didn't she do like a whole series on how bad Kamala Harris is? I thought she did that. Anyway, I thought she did that, and that whole series got like 40 million views. I thought that's what she did. Anyway, maybe not. I remember your bus tour in Iowa for Trump's primary opponents. Okay. All right. Well, that's what she had to say back. Let's see what Candace had to say. Let me just see if there's even a response. Oh, yes. Candace does respond. Candace ends up saying, oh, this is like another beef. Oh, wow. This is like another beef. This is crazy. Okay. So that's where that ended. Candace says it's not a text because she saw a tweet sent. No. She said it's not a tweet because it's not she says it's X because it looks exactly like X. It doesn't look like the text messages at all. I'm just going to go to somebody's random and the way it's sending. Yep. Then she realizes she's the dumbass, blah, 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 text. So she changes her demand. This is the only game she plays, blah, blah, blah. And then Laura says, oh, exactly. Oh, and I thought she was a holy woman. Sawface? I mean, you can be a holy woman and call someone sawface. I mean, people got to remember, I tell people this all the time. We're not Jesus. Christian, Catholic, we're not Jesus. We're striving for that. But on the way to striving, we will call you sawface. We will call you a loser even. We might even use some profanity because we're not there yet. We're sinners. Letting Christ into our hearts is what makes us better. Not better than you, but just better as a person. But we're not there. We're not Christ. You got to remember that. People always do that. And I will say people of other religions tend to do that a lot, because everybody who's Christian tends to understand, like, you know, we're all sinners. And the only reason that we're good is because we have Christ. Like that's the only reason. Anyway, no, I'm not going to make it too religious here. You must have me confused with evangelical grifters who get on stage and pretend to be pastors. You look like Sawface, and you routinely attack people's families and children. Unlike the Trump administration and Turning Point executives, I don't fear your mental instability or chronic lies. Least of all, when it comes to the positively deranged rewrite you are attempting to conduct of Charlie's life. I had to watch my friend be murdered, and there was nothing I could do about it. I am not going to stand by idly and watch you attempt to assassinate his character by marrying him with false attributions of your friendship. You don't have any friends, Laura. And it's because you how you constantly treat people who have offered any kind of kindness in the past. You think you can threaten and harass people into respecting you. I'm not of that ilk. You've attacked everyone from my dead grandfather to my mother to my children recently. And if you haven't figured it out yet, none of us fear or respect you. There you go. There you go. What'd you say here? Don't worry. I got you. I got you, big guy. Don't worry. Help you work it out a little bit. Here you go. Here you go. I'll help you work it out. It's funny because it's the same thing. It's the same thing that they keep posting. At least it's not like Ian's bot attack. Ian bot attack. They're pretty much just like, we're gonna kill you. That's what. That's what Ian's was way scarier. It was wild. I remember watching that. I was like, oh geez. There's another Tim? Oh wow. Show yourself, Tim. Come to me, Tim. Come on, Tim. Come on, Timmy. Come on, Timmy. Come on, Tim. Where are you? Huh? Big guy? Where are you? Huh? No balls? That's a Candace level insult. Hey, where you at? No balls? Huh? I think I got him already. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Let's keep going here. I think that's it. Oh geez. No, then it's just people showing the text message. But it's crazy to think that that Charlie actually thought she was a Fed. I just want more of those text messages. That's all I'm looking for. You know? Oh, and then Candace actually posts more. Wow. They go when they beef, when these two go back and forth, they go really hard. Right? She goes in 2019. Like, look at this. 2019 congressional in 2019 WPB. I was invited to SAS. I didn't show up to Horowitz. Blah blah blah. Then she shows pictures of Loomer there. You know, really does look like Saw. You know, and look, they were all together. They were friendly. And then Candace responds, to be extra clear, as you see in the text, Charlie had you pegged as a maniac, depressive since 2019. Your behavior has not changed. You call people incessantly demanding to be let into their events, as you did with SAS. People don't play nice. You threaten them. This is the only reason that the Trump campaign deals with you, because you genuinely recognize as a psycho who will make up lies and become destructive if they do not. I could see that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That actually does make a lot of sense. She seems like the type. She seems like the burn it all down type. Like if she can't be in, then she's like, okay, screw you guys. And then she'll just go off. Like for sure, if the president right now decides to do more stuff that's not in favor of, you know, Philadelphia, she'll go off. She'll go nuts for sure. But you are approaching a new level of delusional by trying to write yourself in as Charlie's of a friend of Charlie's after his horrific death, while you attack people like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, who were his true friends and confidants. Sit down, Sawface. We've all had enough. Oh, geez. And then she releases more text messages from Charlie. By the way, Laura texted me. I think she's a maniac. Yeah, Loomer. She is main depressant 100,000%. That is amazing. That is amazing. Oh man. It sucks to make the bots, and then it's just like boom, the bots are gone. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. It sucks. Whoever has to make them, and then they just go down out of nowhere. Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize for these quick fingers that I have. I mean, I just apologize. My sincerest. Someone says, Tim, reveal yourself. Oh man. Okay. And then Candace says, she's like, I accept I cannot speak or understand. May I at the very least attend? Charlie should let me so that I can see everyone. I live in town. Charlie's like, I haven't answered. I'm honestly scared of her. She just showed up to Horowitz, by the way, on the last day. Dude, what if she handcuffs herself to Sass? Wow. Of course. How do you not think she's crazy? I mean, her closest friends probably think she's crazy. I'm not even saying that insultingly. You know, we all have friends. We all have friends where you're just like, oh, this person's nuts. You know? They're my friend, but they're crazy. You all have friends like that where you just know they're a little crazy. You know? Then Loomer writes all of this. Again, just to get into the beat. She writes, and let me tell you. Let me tell you how we're not reading all of this. Okay, no chance. Zero chance. Whole dissertation, like she bought a coffee, like she's one of you guys who bought a coffee, decided to write a whole dissertation. Nope, not reading it. So Candace says, I'm not reading all of that. Just shut the F up about Charlie, or I'll keep dropping. By which she means text messages. You can be your big bad saw-face self, but back the entire F away from trying to include yourself in his legacy. Charlie never sought your advice, not once. We all knew you were a maniac, and we treated you kindly only to have you spit on that because it's what you are. You know, I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird that this is even happening. The only reason I have a bias. I don't like Sawface. I don't like Sawface. But Charlie was much smarter than Sawface. Charlie wouldn't really need any guidance from Sawface in anything in his life. There's nothing you could do that she could be doing, that she could know about, that Charlie needed from her. There's just nothing. There's nothing. From his kids to his wife, you know, there's just nothing. I don't know. Oh, my wife put it to subscribers only? Whatever. You don't have to. It's fine, you know. But I get it. You know, it annoys you guys. I get it. I didn't even know that was a thing. Stop pretending Charlie was concerned about Tucker or our shifting views, or you will discover that I am first person in your horror show series that does not want to play a game, Jigsaw. Charlie's views were shifting on Philadelphia, and he sought our guidance. Tucker told the truth. Megan told the truth. I told the truth. Point blank, period. Maybe she meant to say point black, period. Maybe she meant to say that because she's black. You know, that would be a smart thing to say. Point black, period. Right? That'd be a sassy thing to say. Anyway, stop tweeting his name. Stop pretending you're some widow protector when everyone knows you torture. You would do things to a child if Trump simply winked your way. Wow. I mean, just then, you know, Travis, of course, is this you? It is very demented to ask billionaire, blah, 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 blah. Wow. I have no problem with being critical of that being said, Turning Point and Charlie should be transparent with their donors they solicit on the grounds that they are promoting pro-Philadelphia if they allow Tucker. Wow. So she's just look how vast her attack on Charlie was. Look how long that is. That's a long attack. I don't know. She's nutty. But I always love to see them go back and forth. It's always fun. It's always a fun time. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get into these coffees. Get into these. Also, let me just quickly show this. Actually, should I? Yeah. Let's go here. This person brought up a great point about Lance Twiggs. Jody Chase. Remember when they told us Lance Twiggs was a furry who was transitioning? Whatever happened to that narrative? And then you look at him. Guy looks like a man's man. Guy looks like he hunts. Guy looks like he knows how to build a duck blind. You know what I mean? This guy doesn't look fancy. He doesn't look zesty like Blake. I don't know. Maybe he was just playing a role the whole time. He looks mean. Looks like he could fight. Looks like he could fight. Yeah, mountain man. Looks like he could fight if he wanted to. You know what I mean? That's a serious. That's not a fancy, zesty leather jacket he has on. That's like one of those leather jackets who you put on when you're just like, man, I don't care. That looks like one of those leather jackets you smoke cigarettes in. Yeah, he looks like a trucker. You know what I mean? Guy doesn't look like he plays Final Fantasy or whatever that stupid card game is. What's a World of Warcraft? He doesn't look like one of those guys. He doesn't look like a zesty dude. I guess, maybe he's just like an agent type. He's an agent type that's willing to bang a dude as long as that dude goes off and gets on a roof pointed at Charlie Kirk. Looks like he drinks Coors Light. Looks like he would go to a looks like he'd go to a tailgate party. Looks like he'd go into somebody's, like he'd be at a backyard and they'd burn skids. When you burn skids, you just throw a bunch of skids on top of each other, throw some fluid on it, light it up. That's what he looks like. Looks like one of those dudes that would do that. It doesn't look like he's transitioning. I don't know. Unless he's transitioning into a butch lesbian. I don't know, man. Guy looks strong. You know what I mean? I'm just saying the guy looks like he knows how to chop wood. You know what I'm talking about? Right? He looks strong. He looks like he could push somebody down if he felt like it. That's what he looks like to me. Yeah, he looks like a man's man. I don't know. Looks like he'd bag a blonde chick at a fire pit, and he'd hang out with her. And then he'd pull up in his pickup truck, say, "Get in, let's go." And she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's too big, this pickup truck. I can't even get in." And he'd be like, just jump in, just jump. I don't know. He looks rough. Looks like a rough guy. He doesn't look like he's a zesty, furry type at all. He looks like the kind of guy that if he saw a zesty, furry type, he would look at him exactly the way he's looking right now. Like, that's what it looks like. The way he looks right now, it looks like he sees a zesty, furry type, and he's like, what the F is this guy doing in my town? Oh, I'm so tired of these little punks in my town. And then he looks at him as he's walking away. Look at this weirdo with the cat ears on. You know what I mean? Roasting a gay kid for looking straight. But I'm not lying. There's no lies being told as I'm telling you guys this. He looks rough. He looks like he has a gun, right? Looks like he has a gun and a rifle. Looks like he has a red pickup truck, and it's not a shiny, nice red pickup truck. No. It's just a basic pickup truck, and there's some rust on it. That's what he looks like. And he drives around in it. He doesn't care, and he spits. He spits hard. Looks like he doesn't. When people say, "Hey, you want some Zin?" He goes, "Zin." He goes, "What are you, a fairy?" And he pulls out straight tobacco from a pouch, and he stuffs it in his lip. And he goes, "What are you talking about, Zin? What the hell is that?" Yeah, looks like that kind of guy. I don't know. I don't know if this guy's transitioning. Transitioning into a serial killer, maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He doesn't look like what they've told us about him. Anyway. Apparently this guy doesn't have to testify in the prelims. He's getting like partial immunity or something. I don't know. All the signs point to him being they all point to him being a Fed. He's got a 10-pound bag of red man. You know what I mean? Looks like he goes to monster truck shows. Of course he does. He goes to monster truck shows and he just takes it all in. Looks like he has an ATV. He bought it broken and he fixed it himself. Fixed it himself and now it's running good as new. And he's like, I don't need to buy a new one. What am I, some kind of fairy? Looks like he has real fights with his dad. Like him and his dad wrestle and it gets real. And he's made his dad tap like 5 different times. And he doesn't play around either, Looks like he's killed an elk before, just like a few times he's killed an elk. No problem. Anyway, looks like he watches Duck Dynasty. Doesn't watch the new episodes. He goes way back to the first episodes, back when the dad was alive. He likes watching that. He looks like a young version of that dad from Duck Dynasty. You know what I mean? The head guy, not the guy that was like the one running the show, the old guy who always wore the glasses. That's who he looks like. Looks like he has an uncle named Cyrus. Anyway. He just doesn't look like what we were told he's supposed to look like. Yeah, has a jawline on him, jawline because he's chewing tobacco all the time. Only eats meat that he's hunted, so he's chewing on that gristle all the time. Got himself a mean jawline. But if you were to comment and say you have a nice jawline, he'd say, what the hell are you talking about? Jawline? Quit looking at me. That's what he would say. Especially if you were a guy. He'd be like, what are you, some kind of fairy? Huh? And then he'd walk away from you. Uncle Cyrus. Yeah. He looks like he has an Uncle Cyrus for sure. I don't know. Yeah, he listens to Joe Rogan more than I do. He doesn't even like. He only likes watching Joe Rogan when it's Cameron Hanes or like one of the Hunter guys on. That's the only time he likes to watch it. If it's some scientist, he's like, this gay stuff. Get this gay stuff off my TV. He doesn't have a flat TV. He still has one of those bubble TVs, old school. He doesn't care. He's like, the remote works. And then someone says it's called a clicker. And he goes, what are you, some kind of, it's a remote. He gets mad. Anyway, zoom in on his hands. I can't zoom in too much. Strong hands. Look at that. Veins going through those hands. Hands that have calluses on them. Type of hands that if he smacks you, he kind of cuts you a little bit. Anyway. I didn't mean to get into all this. I just wanted to say he has immunity. Yeah, he looks like he could be an agent and this could be a wig. This could easily be a wig, right? And he's just an agent. He's just on mission right now. And he's trying to get close to the bikers, but he can't just like walk right up to them. So he has to just like be around some bars that they're at and things like that. And he's really trying to get in. He's really trying to get in with the bikers. He's trying to figure out like, how do I get in with these bikers? Yeah. Anyway, he looks like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. That's so funny. That's so funny. Anyway, that's Lance Twiggs. He might not be testifying. If he doesn't testify, it's a lock. It's a lock for Tyler Robinson to go to jail and possibly die. So there's that. Anyway, let's get into these. Wig attached to that. Exactly. Lance Twiggs, ladies and gentlemen, friend of the show. He's been a good friend of the show the whole time. You know, I'd love to do an interview with him. You know, just get a read. So, Lance, were you really banging that guy? You don't seem like the type to be banging a guy like Tyler. I don't know. Next question. Became a member. Thank you so much. So, Candace can't even hide she is preggo from the internet before she knows she's preggo. But Turning Point thinks they can hide what happened to Charlie. The balls on those people, huh? The gall, the cojones, the chutzpah of these people to think they'll be able to hide that. You know, you're right. Hands behind your back, of course. Not the widow. Oh. Let's go, Max. I think God left messages along the way from Charlie over and over. Never stop asking questions is of the utmost importance. Christ is king. Yeah, he did say that quite a bit. A lot of what he said rings true to his own case, you know. Baron doing Tatum last night. Was it last night? Okay, let's see. You gave me the timestamp. Let's go and see it. We gotta see it. It's so funny that he's doing that. Is everyone gonna start doing that? Everyone's gonna start doing Officer Tatum impression. Let's see. Where was it? You said 3 hours, 6 minutes. Is that what you said? 3 hours, 6 minutes, 50 seconds. All right, let's check it out. Near the end, oh, he really hit it. He hit it in there. All right, let's check it out. Hold on.
Get on your cards. They're just jokers. Why? Oh, on my deck. I thought you were talking about on the set of bikes. I'm like a standard bicycle jokers. You know, guy on a bicycle. On my cards, what would the jokers be? Coach. I guess he makes me laugh all the time. It'd be Coach going, Mama. Why do they always stress the long talk with the surgeon? Who actually says that about a grieving widow?
Mama. That's so funny. It's so funny. Can't wait till Officer Tatum sees it. He's gonna see it one day. He's gonna see it. Hey, Mama, I don't even talk like that. Mama. You know what I mean? Baby, I can't tell if you playing coach or you talking. Is that you talking or you playing coach? Mama, I don't even sound like that. I don't even talk nothing like that. And how he know I say mama? How he know? You been telling him? Baby, I ain't never talked to Coach Colin, but I would. He seemed like a nice man, a good man. He ain't selling alcohol like you is. Mama, I told you I need to be a billionaire. Oh, baby, you's a moron. And he's not. I'm being silly. He's not dumb. He lacks integrity, but he's not dumb, you know. Lacks a lot of integrity, but he's not a dumb guy. Or maybe he is. It's hard to tell sometimes. When he pulled out, I don't know if you guys saw, I did an episode where I was just talking about Officer Tatum. And when he pulled out that Rode microphone and he picked up a bullet and put it beside it, like the bullet's supposed to be inside the Rode microphone, I was like, this dude's retarded. What? When he pulled out that bullet, he was like, and then he pulled out the Rode microphone. He was like, how that's supposed to fit? That don't even fit in that. And that's a 225. I mean, a 30R6 is so much bigger than 225. I mean, how'd that supposed to fit in there? Ain't no triggers on a microphone. I had that same microphone. I tell you, I look it up and down, y'all. I've been looking it up and down. I ain't never found no trigger on no microphone. Now, maybe Charlie got the special microphone. Is that what y'all gonna tell me? Charlie got the special microphone with the trigger on it? It's brain dead. I take it back. He's brain dead. Anyway, Coach, will you ever get back to the real news? What do you mean real news? I was covering Joe Rogan before. That's how far gone people are. I want the real news. I want to know what Joe Rogan has to say. That's the real stuff. When will you get back to it? I want to know what Joe Rogan said to Mark Norman. I want to know what Shane Gillis had to say to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was talking about Bigfoot a few weeks ago. I haven't heard you talk about it. When are you going to get back to it? Oh my gosh. Go watch the news, man. You can always go watch it, you know. You don't have like I hope you're not just depending on me. That's it. Like that's your only source. You gotta go back. You can watch news. You know that, right? You don't have to watch a show. There's other options. Respect if you feel like I'm your only option. Respect to you, 100%. Anyway, Tuta podcast. Coach, big fan. I need help as they are trying to attack me here in Austin. Even I had made a video on YouTube. X is trying to remove my voice. They suspended my account for no reason. Please, I need help. I can't do anything. Like, well, what can I do? What do you mean? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. I have no idea. Well, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in terms of help? Do you want me to promote your podcast? Is that what you're looking for? I don't know what you say. That's the thing. Sometimes, you know what happens a lot of times, I've noticed? A lot of people will be like, man, I didn't say anything and they just got me taken down. And then they're just like throwing hard R's and they're just running with all sorts of slurs and this and that. And they're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And they're like fighting people on camera and they're violent and they're doing all sorts of crazy things that you can't do. And they're like, I don't understand what's happening. This doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying there's a lot of people that get into that. You gotta think about what you're doing, but let me know how I can help. I don't know. I definitely can't help you with X. I'm not even monetized on X. I don't think I plan on getting monetized on X. I don't really see the point of it myself. And then with YouTube, I definitely can't help you with YouTube. My gosh. If I could help you with YouTube, I would tell them to stop unsubscribing people from my channel because they've been doing it for years. So I don't know. Let me know how I can help though. Candace Slop is getting boring, bro. What's the end? What's the end? What do you mean? What's the end? What do you? It's so funny. People are like, what's the end? What's the end? Have you ever watched Candace? Have you watched it? She will go from Justin Baldoni. She will go to the occult. She will go to this investigation. She covers what she wants to cover. And then I cover what I want to cover. So stop acting like you're not Philadelphian and you're a gonna get out of hand here. But you know, who is this? Supreme Paints. Stop acting like you're not Philadelphian and you're just upset that people are holding Candace in a high regard. Come on. We know you're Philadelphian. We can tell by the comments. It's so true, though. It's so true. It's so funny when people do that. They're like, I'm just a regular guy, just like everyone. And I just like to know, like, hey, man, you're in Tel Aviv. Shut up. Anyway. Mama, get them kids out the room. Coach is filling in for Candace, raw and uncut. That'd be something. That'd be something. I think Barron would be a better fit, though. I would be fun. It would be fun. It would definitely be fun. We'd have a lot of fun. But, you know, I definitely make her and George laugh. They'd be watching at home. I definitely make them laugh. But, you know, you have made it when your comment section is outing the bots for you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much to the comment section. Salute to you, Coach. Salute to you as well. Thank you so much for letting me know when it's going on. I do appreciate it. Because, you know, we get to jump in and handle biz. I already read this one. Bot that says N, friend of the show. Definitely. Not the congregation with the Migo ad libs. You know what's funny? Migo ad libs. If you don't know, Migos is like a hip hop group. There was 3 guys. One of them passed away. Then there was 2 guys. They split up. They might come back together, or maybe they already have. But one of their ad libs from the guy that passed away, one of his ad libs used to be "Mama." I'm not even making that up. I don't know what song you can hear it on, but I've heard it before where he's gone, "Mama." I know for a fact he said that before. I forget which one said it. I think it was Offset. I think, or maybe Takeoff. I'm pretty sure it was Takeoff. He was like, "Mama." Congregation, come on, let's go. Scoot, scoot. That's how it is outside a Catholic church. Scoot, scoot. Whip it in the kitchen. Whip it in your wrist. Go. Hey, let's go. That's how it is. Come join us. Come join us. It'll be fun. Moose Man says nothing. Mama, Eric be trying to say Charlie coming to people in dreams in a magic Zoom voodoo calls. Then be telekinetic dark witch sugar honey iced tea. That's amazing. It's crazy you're able to write like that. I can talk like that. There's no way I'd be able to write it out. Pete, I don't know. Pete, who the hell's Pete? Was on Matan and said he played against the head of Mouse Sad, wink wink, and plays golf with the president. Tucker's origins of Zio Warriors. Is that what it's called? Tucker's origins of Zio Warriors is a must watch. I don't know. I'll check it out. Thanks for the videos. Thank you, Gorilla Bob. Is it Bob? Okay, Gorilla Bob. Coach, thanks for the shout out yesterday on yesterday's pre-recorded video. Made my day. I messaged support for Buy Me a Coffee. Hopefully van vids to come soon. Oh, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I'll try and look into it myself as well. I have no idea what's going on with that, why they would stop that from happening. And yeah, of course I shouted you out, man. You gave me the timestamp. I made a whole video because of that timestamp. Hi from Argentina. Thanks for the company. Of course. Shout out to Argentina. How you doing? Combat ready. Keep flipping tables. Christ is king. I like that. I like that. A lot of people don't know about that little part of the Bible. Jesus is flipping tables and he has a whip. A lot of people don't know about that. He's flipping tables. He has a whip. He goes right into the temple. He's just flipping things. He's like, no more gambling, no more BS. And then they were like, I think we have to kill this guy. I'm paraphrasing. Most Zio / Philly threats mention Shex. Annoying. It was just Gary in the audience when McCoy talked bull butter. And the stories when Charlie had Blake's back become a movie with a mountain. Are you talking about Broke Blake Mountain? Are you talking about that critically acclaimed film? Highly anticipated? Or is that what you're talking about? The whole situation with Blake is weird. Tucker just finishes saying how great Blake is while Blake is stabbing him in the back. Well, I'm telling you, that's the kind of guy he is. Mind you, Tucker is the reason Charlie hired Blake after he was fired. What a wuss. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's Tucker went to Charlie and said, hey, Tucker, they even say it in that clip, in the larger clip. Tucker lined up 2 opportunities. He lined up 2 opportunities for Blake. And he said, you could be over here, you could be over here. One of the opportunities was Turning Point. I mean, like, laid out his career for him. Coach, you are always making me laugh out loud in real time. Thank you for being you. Thank you so much. Crisis King, thank you. Is that Chastity? Chastiel? I don't know. I'll call you Chast. How about that? So the trans that Tyler supposedly did the thing for isn't trans at all. Make it make sense. Yeah, I mean, seems like he was just playing a part. I mean, yeah, that's what comes to mind. Like he's just playing a role, kind of, you know. Let's see here. The wife of Matthew McKay, Blackline Brief Show, found an epic interview of Charlie from March 20th, 2025, where Charlie says he fears betrayal from his inner circle. See Matt's show from last night. Whoa, really? That's crazy. Yeah, let's try and find that. Let's see what happens. If I put in black, okay, nothing. What if I put in line? Oh, it pops up. That means he's coming up in the world if that happens. It's so interesting to see, because so many people talk about these channels, and it's so weird when I see like he has 12,000 subscribers. Like I would have thought it would be way more. Like how is it just 12,000? I mean, 12,000 is still good, but it's like I would figure there'd be way more people. Felt that way when I first saw Trigger Smart's channel too. I was like, what the, like so many people talk so positively about that guy. Mama, yo, ill here. That's the name. Erika spoke of flickering lights when Charlie walked by them after his passing. The lights flickered, yet a dream is made fun of. Oh yeah, I talked about that a while ago. When she first said that, I was like, how are they accepting of that? And they smile when she talks about that. Okay, and I made the joke that it's really Charlie, like really mad at her. That's why he's flickering the lights. He's like, you did this to me. You did this to me. Joke. But how is that smiled upon? And they go, wow, that's really something. Not only did he say lights would turn on and she would see it when he would walk by them, she experienced lights flickering on and off when she was by herself. And she thought to herself, that's Charlie showing that he's there. And that's when I made the joke that Charlie's actually pissed. And he's like, come on, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Stop running my company. The joke, of course. Anyway. Super sticker, thank you so much. Appreciate you. MKU, Candace, Carol, Coleman, Coach, Fatality. Thank you very much. Esteban, member. Hello. You didn't say anything though. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. Den of Vipers, yeah. I gotta go check that out. Yeah, Blackline has a very loyal audience. Yeah, I would imagine so. Anyway, oh no, we have to get to the coffees. I was about to wrap it up. We gotta see if there's any coffees over here. Let me see. Whoa, wasn't expecting that. Okay, I'm sure some of you wrote dissertations. Oh my gosh, there's a video. Oh gosh. We'll get to the video. We will get to the video. Let's see here. Even in the most remote possibility, Harpole won his case against Candace. Guaranteed Candace has her assets in a bankruptcy safe LLC and such. McCoy is full of it and knows better. That's where he has his assets. I bet he does. Those pastor types are very cunning when it comes to money. In 20 years, if we have gone through the Great Reset, that generation could be known as Generation Zero, so we can start over again. That's true. Or Generation Zero, because they all have barcodes on their heads, you know. Could be that too. I have no, what is this? Adeline woke up to getting John Jones eye poked by coach for no reason. I didn't even do anything, just minding my business on my mountain of evidence. W for Miss Coach for storming the chat like Shabbat Shalom, Mrs. Coach's home. Subscribers only chat. Mama, Coach out here ranking on the gay dude for looking straight and fixing his broken down ATV. Oh man, pure gold, Coach. Thank you so much. I love you so much, and I pray you and your family have a blessed day after this bot chat takeover. Sheesh. I kept hearing, get back to work, Tim. Get back to work, Tim. Get back to work. Every time Sawface logged on to her fake account to spam. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be wild. Thanks, Coach, for making my mornings. Every day I'm laughing just loud, and my son gets just mad at me and says, geez, it's not that funny. But he does your officer, and he does laugh at your Officer Tatum impressions, though. That's so funny. And then we have Melissa here. Let me see. What's this? What is this?
Hi, Coach. It's Amy with Marissa's Voice again. I was just wanting you to please send me your address, P.O. box, or straight to you. I really want to send you a copy of my daughter's book. Really do.
Half saint, half scar.
I think you would really maybe get something from it. I don't know. But I really wish you would send me your address. I'm not going to be one of those freaky people who bug you about it all the time, but I really do wish you would. And also hit me up about maybe doing something in Deep Ellum, because I know a lot of people down there that own properties where you could actually perform. So let me know.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Let me see that book. Let me see this book she held up here. There it is. Half saint, half scar.
Really do.
Yeah, hold up that book. But that's what the book title is, in case you guys want to check it out. Half saint, half scar. I believe it's her daughter's story. It could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's her daughter's story. Yeah, definitely check that out. Let's keep going here. And we'll work on like a P.O. box or something like that. But that is marissasvoice.org if you want to check it out. She has a lot of good-hearted stuff there. A lot of good-hearted stuff from her daughter that passed. And, they're dealing with it in the most, I don't know what religion you are, but I would say in the most Christian way possible. They lost somebody, and what they set out to do was to make sure no one lost anyone the same way. I think that's a beautiful thing to do. So thank you very much, Amy Brewer at marissasvoice.org. Mike Riley, hope you enjoyed Father's Day with the family, brother. I definitely enjoyed my first. Oh yeah, it's your first. Congratulations. Happy Father's Day, man. Today's my beautiful daughter's Arabella's. I like that name, Arabella's, if I'm saying it right. First birthday, daddy, love you, baby girl. And on Father's Day, she took her first real steps. Bro, it's such a blessing to be a father. This past year changed my life. Oh, it's the best. It's the best. It's the best being a father. It is so good. It is so good. It is so amazing. First steps. I remember when we did that with our first, first steps on Texas soil. And, it's crazy. It's crazy to watch, it's so crazy. And we're going to do it again with this one. It's a wild feeling. I was so happy that I actually got it. I got it recorded. I actually recorded the actual first steps. It's great, man. Happy Father's Day to you, man. It's definitely a blessing. Every kid is a blessing. Even when they're screaming and going nuts, it's still so good, So good. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy Father's Day. I haven't been missing things lately because work has been, I haven't been missing things lately because work has been insane. Okay. But trying my best. I think you meant you have been missing things. Okay. I don't know. Trying my best, but, oh, sorry. And if I have missed something and you are repeating yourself, please forgive me. But I need to know what the thought is on the shape charge. Does Candace think the entry? What on earth? Why are you calling me? Why is my ringer even on? Turn that ringer off. Yeah, there you go. Turn the ringer off. Does Candace think the entry? Where does Candace think the entry wound point is? The neck. She hasn't really talked about. Just recently she talked about the shape charge. She thinks that it hit the chest, or sorry, that it was supposed to hit the chest. Part of it flew up, or the actual charge, you'll call it the charge, actually flew up, hit him in the neck. Don't know if people are thinking it went through like that, or if people are thinking just, it just hit the neck somehow. But that's where she thinks the entry point is. I believe she thinks it is the neck, which makes sense. A lot of people who are snipers were always like, that's an exit wound. So I don't know. I really don't know if something went through like this. Like John Bray does a little exhibition of sorts where he shows through a pipe how it could have gone. It's really hard. In terms of what she thinks, she hasn't really made that clear. But she is out of the place where she thinks that a 30-06 hit him. She's been out of that place for a while. Now she doesn't even like to say that he was shot. So that's where she's at with it right now. Because I was thinking, if what I'm about to say was the case, then it would make sense that possibly the neck wound was actually an exit wound. I'm not savvy at all in ballistics, obviously, but is it possible at all that the explosive went in the chest upon entry? Would explain no blood. See, again, this is something where you really have to look at John Bray's work. I don't know that, but here's the thing. I can pontificate on that right now, and John's probably already covered it. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the case. But the way that it reacted, everybody thought it was an exit wound. Snipers were like, that's an exit wound. That's not an entry wound. The way that it bled, like everything. So anyway, I have to check that out. Possibly the mic adhered to the skin. That's actually an exited through the neck. I must be way off because I really thought that was kind of the consensus. If not, can you help me understand what the consensus on this is? Also, maybe the necklace would make sense since it flew up around possibly hitting his neck. I don't think it was the necklace. The consensus, I mean, the consensus is some people think Charlie's not dead. Other people think that he is dead. Some people think that he got electrocuted. Some people think it was the microphone. Some people think it was a 30-06. Those people usually get paid quite handsomely and lie about it. There's a whole bunch of different people. But in terms of the microphone theory, the consensus is just shape charge, went off, hit him. I really like your theory about how it went in, cauterized. I think that's the word you used. Right away, stopping the blood from there, going right out. But also he fell really fast. So even if there was blood there from the chest, we wouldn't have seen it. Also, that might, you might have to check Valhalla VFT on this, but that might make sense as to why vertebrae were struck around here. Right? Something coming up. I don't know. And there's some people who think it actually came from the right of him, went in through the bottom of his head and came out there. And that's why that looks like an exit wound so much. There's also that. There's many, many people who have many different ideas of what happened. Tucker's last few guests have brought up Greg Laurie, really? Clock tower and show faith by works. I can't help but feel that he is helping the investigation, whether it's consciously or if Buckley is help guiding him in the right direction. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Thank you for bringing my day laughter every day. If you have a P.O. box, I'd love to send you a gift. I think he knows exactly what he's doing when he does that. I don't think it's like an unconscious thing. I don't think his brother needs to guide him on that. I think he understands. Well, I should say maybe his brother did talk to him about Greg Laurie and did talk to him about clockwork and show faith by works. Like maybe he did talk about all that stuff. And then he started, talking about it because it needs to be looked into. Maybe also sometimes it's weird. Sometimes I noticed this in coaching when I would coach people, but also just in interviewing in general. A lot of times you go into an interview and you're just trying to make a piece of content. You're trying to have a conversation, and then it exposes something that you really needed to know. And it happens all the time where you do an interview with someone and you just get a piece of information from them, whether it's about work or personal, and you really learn something that you didn't expect to learn. And that could be happening with him as well. I've had that happen to me so many times. Coach, do you think Candace being pregnant will protect her more from the potential whatever happened to Charlie? I don't even want to think about it. I worry about her. I think no, I don't think it'd protect her. I mean, if it's what everybody thinks, those people don't care. Those people don't care what you are. Well, you'll see soon. They don't care that she's pregnant. You'll see the attacks roll in when she hits over the target of something. They're not going to stop. They're not going to pull back because she's pregnant. All that protecting widow stuff, that's all BS. That's nonsense. That's nonsense that they're just talking. That's just their way of deflecting. That's their way of making criticizing Erika radioactive. They don't actually believe that stuff. They're not going to go there. Those people right now aren't going like, oh, well, what does the Bible say about pregnant women? Oh man. Because if it says not to do it, I mean, I have to completely stop talking about Candace. They're not doing that. They don't care. They don't care at all. Not even remotely. So I think her security is good. And I think as much as you worry when you have a husband and you're pregnant, they worry about you even more. I'm sure security is upped. I'm sure that they got, everything like really locked down in that sense. Because nobody worries more about a pregnant lady than their husband. Unless you're a bum, like Candace said. Hey man, as the truth unfolds, your take on things brings such a fresh and fun outlook. I keep your show running on repeat. May God's grace be upon you and your family. Thank you so much. And as well as your followers. Peace Street be the path you follow. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Soft Song. Thank you very much. Relentless. Why are you looking at the chat when you got all this? Cues the semi-striptease. Top tier indeed. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Rest in baby oil. Clive Davis. I'm sure L.A. Reid never forgave you for choosing Diddy's mouth over his. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know about Clyde Davis. For those of you that don't know who Clyde Davis is, Clyde Davis was Diddy's mentor. So Diddy got into the music game, into the not even into the music game, into the record label owner game, whatever you call that, executive game, through this Clyde Davis guy. It is speculated that Clyde Davis also taught him the ways of baby oil, because that was just a thing that people did in order to blackmail people into record deals that were absolutely atrocious. And that was what was said about Diddy by various people, just making these accusations. They would, one guy, he talked about it. He said, what happens is you have a great night and you guys have a really fun time, and you wake up and you don't remember what happened, and then they put a record deal in front of you that is absolutely terrible, something called a 360 deal, which means that the record label gets 360 degrees of everything that you make, and everything. And sometimes it's in perpetuity, which means just forever. You know, it's like a Scientology agreement. It's crazy. For billions of years, billions and billions of years. That's why they call it like selling your soul. That's another aspect of it. So you would get that type of deal in front of you. You'd be like, no, this deal is crazy. I'm never going to do that. And then they would play a video of you doing some wild stuff that you don't remember, some prolapsed type stuff, some prolapsed booty hole type stuff. And then you'd have to sign the deal because you didn't want that information to get out there. It's said that's how they would roll, and that's what they would do quite a bit. So Clyde Davis is just like one of those guys, you know, although, you know, the ways of the baby oil, he was so slick that nothing would really stick on him. So he never really got, it's so weird. I thought I blocked this person's number. That's crazy. How did they get in touch with me? That's crazy. I know I blocked your number. Calling me from a different number? I know I blocked this dude's number. I'm gonna block him again. But yeah, that's Clyde Davis. A lot of dirty guys in that game. And he's gone now. He's quite old. He was quite sick near the end. People would always ask him about Diddy, and you know, he didn't want to answer, and he would act like he couldn't hear them because he was so old and stuff. So, you know, but he was his protege. They say that Diddy learned those ways of blackmail from that guy because that was like an old school Philadelphian thing that they would do. Bird Nerd, thank you for the laughs, but also for the takes on family, faith, and current events. Your takes and humor are spot on. Glad nobody has caught the mess I make with my face when your humor catches me off guard. I wish I could give more. Actually, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. We're doing the best we can out here, you know. Your takes on things, especially Tatum, makes me laugh so hard. Thank you for covering so much heavy topics with humor. Also, your Tatum impressions are uncanny. I was listening to Officer Tatum and I kept having to restart to see who was actually talking. Oh, crazy good podcast. Thank you so much. That's so good. I love that. My first donation of any of the creators. I love watching you, Coach. You were so funny. The third person interviewed that Candace showed about Charlie Kirk getting shot in the chest also said, when I heard the first shot. I didn't catch it. Oh yeah, that girl, the smiley girl who's just having the time of her life talking about Charlie Kirk passing away right in front of her eyes. Yeah. Interesting. Coach, looking good, man. 30 pounds in such a short time is amazing. Keep going. Anyways, I had a $1 million idea. A panel show like Pierce Morgan or Gutfeld. You're the host. Mama and Brandon, Jamaican Erika, Gangster George. That's all me. What do you want me to be, the nutty professor? You want me to be Professor Clump? And his mama and Tatum? That'd be cool though. If I could get somebody to do all that for me, believe you me, I would do it. I would I don't know if I'd ever stop doing this podcast, but I would definitely love to do a sketch show. I would love to do a sketch show with a bunch of people. I would love doing that. It'd be I got some ideas, man. Anyway, it was an extra long weekend without your lives, but your pre-records were hilarious. I pray you and your family, your beautiful family, are all well. On today's live, it is more and more obvious that this was all a not so well planned operation. It is ridiculous how Turning Point tries to convince the public otherwise. Philadelphia did it. with the help of Turning Point, and Erika was involved, I sure hope Tyler Robinson's attorneys are preparing a good defense. I think he was involved, but not to the point he deserves to receive sentencing for murder. This is also crazy. Anyway, hugs to the littles and peace and good health to everyone. Hit the like. Siempre, siempre. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's an interesting picture getting drawn as things play out. Top of the morning to you. Congrats to Candace and Lord George.
Coach! So excited that Candace is pregnant and we all called it. I think that the reason why she gets so feisty with boys is because I think that George probably has some Viking DNA in his blood. And obviously,
he has gangster DNA in his blood, apparently. He has rider DNA in him, apparently. According to Jigsaw, he has all sorts of gangster DNA.
Vikings love to battle. And so I think that she just is ready to battle when she is pregnant with that English, Norwegian, Viking battle blood in her belly, man. It's gotta be a thing. It's gotta be a thing. That's my guess. She's battle ready when she's pregnant with a boy.
Yeah, she's making all that testosterone, right? Like she's taken like the building blocks of testosterone and mitochondria, and she's forming it all. So I think you're right. And there's probably some Viking blood. There's probably, that old English, or just some royalty. Royalty. They have the most experience with battle, with war, with being cunning. Who knows? Also, she's black. I mean, she's making a black boy. Maybe that's getting her too. You never know. Both sides, right? It's both together. All of that together. Anyway, thank you so much. Lexi Page. Thank you very much for that video. Coach, you and fam, you have to check out She Survived the Gov program. Okay. I have not found part 1 yet. It's right up your alley. Also, we really need to look at Turning Point people that stay out of the limelight. Those are the ones really pulling the strings and such. You give me great joy while I listen to you at work. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being honest and not using swear words. I'm a Catholic convert of 3 years, and it's the best thing I have ever done for my soul. You guys should check out our traditional Latin Mass. I've never heard of that. The FSSP is so holy. God bless you, and may our Blessed Mother, Mary, cover you in her mantle for safety and zeal. For all things God. Christ is King. P.S. Look into Phantima. It is very important and will knock your socks off. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for that prayer. I do appreciate that. I have I've been, well, I mean, I don't look into Catholicism, but I do enjoy the art and the symbolism within the art and the architecture, not to sound like Charlie, right? But I do enjoy that a lot. When I look at it, I enjoy that a lot. I mean, it's very interesting stuff. Let me see here. Is there anything else? Oh, there you go. I just love Coach. Greetings from Ireland. Thank you so much, Georgina. Leslie, it's interesting that Candace has been pointing out that the team around Charlie, who conveniently knew Erika before they knew Charlie, are all or mostly Mormon. Charlie was passed away in Utah, known for its large population of those people. Yeah, you're right. Allegedly, maybe, perhaps the Philadelphia the Philadelphians and the churchgoers, that's what I call them, were working together against Charlie. It's just odd to see so many on his team. And then out of all possible 50 states, it could have been. Yeah, I mean, that is true. I have talked about that. You know, I used to bring up a character named Uncle Jack. Uncle Jack is someone who's related to Erika. Uncle Jack is the godfather of the, you know, I call them churchgoers, LDS. He is the godfather of them and the Philadelphians coming together in an interfaith organization that still exists to this day. That's who Erika's related to. And where did Uncle Jack make that first interfaith organization? In Utah. I mean, it's mind-blowing. He actually has connections to UVU. So Erika's actually related to someone who has connections to UVU and started an interfaith Philadelphian and churchgoer, quote unquote, organization. So how about that? How about that, Leslie? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I used to talk about Uncle Jack all the time because he looks like a mobster. Uncle Jack, he has the slick back hair, a little bit of gray, looks like a straight up mobster. Name's Jack. I think it's Jack Solomon is his name. Laura, Mama, we love you, Coach. Oh, Mama says, we love you, Coach. Your lives are the highlight of my day when I'm able to hop on. Keep up the awesomeness and thanks for the added comedy. Mama, you can't be saying all this to Coach Colin. You encouraging him. Oh, baby, shut up. Mama just losing her patience. Thanks for the added comedy. We need it more than ever in this upside down world we are living in. Truth seekers unite. Christ is king. Christ is king indeed. Thank you so much. Let me see here. ZeroGhost.com. Let me see here. 50 coffees. Jeez. Mama, they paying Coach Colin to make fun of my voice again, Mama. Oh, baby, that's just Zero Ghost. Them real nice people, baby. Go on and get you one of them privacy phones they selling and call your friends in Philadelphia. Ask them to forgive you for that foolishness you did with that bullet, child. That's a solid way to advertise. That is a very solid way to advertise. Good for you. Good for you. Very smart. Very smart. Ghost, ZeroGhost.com. That is very, very smart. I had a good time. So glad you made yourself bigger on the screen. God bless. Thank you. Love your work. Hilby. I saw this the other night and I didn't actually get to it. Let me see here. Is there more? Wow, there's more. How many? Okay, so we're almost done. Let's go. Hilby 90. Hey, Coach, was watching Ian's video on how all these people came out to dox this kid because yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Then he shows this this Philadelphian priest, we'll say, being interviewed on Fox, exclaiming he's upset that anyone who sided with this kid, basically. Here, I'll take it from here. But basically, Ian's covering this video. And you can tell Ian made that video about like doing things more positively and not like, not causing so much negativity with this content. And you can tell as he's watching this clip, he's just like, this motherfucker, I can't. There's this dude on, so Philadelphian, long gray beard. And he's like, dealing with these people who are not Philadelphian is like dealing with the Planet of the Apes. And the Fox News host is just like, It is the craziest thing. It is so crazy when you see this. Oh my gosh. It's just so crazy that he's allowed to say this. He's basically calling us all apes. Anyone who's not on the side of Philadelphia, anyone who has anything to criticize about it. He says, for people like him, for Philadelphians, dealing with us is like dealing with the Planet of the Apes. It is so crazy. So crazy. And Fox News is just like, of course. No, yeah, I understand completely. Oh my gosh. It's so wild. It's such a wild clip. And to watch Ian watching it, he's just like, you can tell he has a lot to say as he's watching that clip. It's so funny. I did see that. I'm in Candace's book club and can confirm what a huge deal of passages in the books she chose going over this topic, and even how books are written, all written by Jay. They basically consider us a different species. Might be getting too deep of a rabbit hole on this one, but made me think about the theory of evolution and how religion's taken out of schools, and all our textbooks are filled with this theory as a scientific fact. Yeah. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying when you say this, Yeah, I have always thought they just want to take you away from your divine nature. That's why they tell you that stuff. They tell you that you're an ape. They also tell you that you're just a mistake. They tell you that there is nothing special about you. They make sure that you understand that you're insignificant. I mean, constantly. And religion tells you the exact opposite. Tells you that you do have a divine nature. You are connected to something colossal, huge, and that you should strive to walk in that. And those two different mindsets, set up a completely different type of person. If you just feel like you're an ape, if you feel like you're a mistake and you're insignificant, there's something that happens to you mentally. There's something that could happen to society mentally when you actually believe that. Versus if you actually believe you have this divine nature, that you have this divine spark, this soul that is huge. It is huge. It is powerful. It is connected directly to God. And God is the only thing that you have to fear or to answer to. It's just a whole different vibe. You're a whole different vibe of a person when you believe that. And there's a reason they don't want you to believe that. Of course. If you were like, I've always said, like, if you were a king, if let's say you were a king, you yourself, you were a king, you were a queen, actually, like not making it up, not like metaphorically, you actually were of a place. Let's say it's Ireland. Let's say it's the UK. Let's say it's New Jersey, whatever. But you knew for sure, someone actually brought you information. For sure, you are royalty. And they were showing you everything. They're just like, here you go. Like, this is it. You actually are royalty. You're supposed to, you own this huge part of land. You are actually the heir to this throne. You're supposed to be running this place right now. You'd probably conduct yourself a little different. You'd probably start thinking about, you'd be like, right? It'd be weird at first. Then you'd probably you start looking into the place. What's this place that I am supposed to be the ruler of? You start looking into that place. You start looking into it. And then you'd be like, you know what? I think I am a king. And I actually want to be a king. And I actually want to rule that place. What's going on here? And then you show up to that place, conducting yourself completely different. Actually claiming what is truly your birthright. Who would be absolutely taken back by this experience? Who would be terrified by this? Well, the people who run it. They would be like, oh no, this guy figured out what he really is. Now that he knows what he really is, we have to contend with this. If the public starts to figure out what he really is, we're going to have some kind of tension between us because we don't want to give him the power. We don't want him to have the power that is actually rightfully his. That's all of humankind. All of humankind, I'm not saying we're all kings and queens, but we're all connected into this very divine space. We are all connected through God. And the more you start to think about that, and the more you start to connect with that, the less you can be controlled, and the more of a threat you become. Anyway, the scientific lesson, pulling you away from God as possible. Anywho, I'm out of this rabbit hole now and appreciate you appeasing all of my theories. Sending love to you and the Coach Familia. Y'all don't forget to hit the like. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. You sent me down a rabbit hole too for a second there. Kaylee Love, thank you so much for the coffees. Appreciate you. Sarah Jane, that's a good old white name, huh? Sarah Jane, I like that. Go ahead. Hi, Coach, from sunny London. Wow. Please, can you do a live watch party of Candace and Sean Ryan and we all watch it together? I don't know if we should be doing that. I mean, if the episode is out, I would do that. But I couldn't watch the whole thing. I don't like to watch people's whole things. I like to play the highlights. And I do that because I want to bring you guys what I think is most important. But also I do it so you guys don't have to watch a 5-hour thing, but also I do it out of respect, because if my main goal is to bring you the highlight, bring you the information, but then to also kind of inspire you to go watch the whole thing and to give them the like and to give them the view and to give them the watch time, all of those things benefit their channel. So I would like for you to do that with Sean, right? I'm always trying to do that with Candace. I don't like to use too much of anybody's videos. So I couldn't do the whole thing. Actually, I could do it on Twitch. Twitch is different. Twitch and Kick, you can do that. You can do that all day. People do that all day on Twitch, but yeah, you'll know when it comes out and we'll watch it. We'll watch what's most important together for sure. Tim from Texas, thank you so much. Monthly supporter. Them mama jokes got all my clients cracking up when I clean their house. Ha, that's so funny. That is so funny. All right, there we go, guys. Thank you guys so much. That is, well, I should actually check. That might not be all. Look at that. We got more coffees. We got another one. What? Okay, let me switch back over to the these things first. The supers. Let me switch back over here. Let's check this out. The Twigs family sure came up, traveling the world, opening businesses, buying houses, and everything else. Did you see Barron last night? I did hear about. I haven't seen Barron from last night, but I did hear about that. I did hear that that's what they've been doing. Very interesting, especially given what a mountain man Lance looks like. Looks the opposite of what they're doing. They came up. I wonder how. I don't know. Who knows? Just tagged you on an X post with a timestamp to Tucker's episode from last night. 1 hour, 10 minutes, 10 seconds. Daddy's home is an no phrase used to identify a terrorist. No. Really? What? What? Get out of here. What are you talking about? What? That is crazy. Is that true? I'll check it out. Tucker from last night. I'll check it out. I'm gonna check it out later, but that is why. Hold on. I gotta make sure I have the Charlie Kirk episode from Black Line Brief. I gotta make sure I have the Tucker Carlson from last night. We'll talk about all this stuff tomorrow, guys. I don't even know if I have any appointments today. See, that's why I really need someone. It's crazy. If what you're saying is true, and Tucker just made sure to have that on his show, that leads even more to what somebody was talking about in regards to Tucker trying to help the investigation. That's really interesting. Anyway, let me just move over here really quick. Let's get back to those coffees. Let me get back to those coffees really quick. What did you say? What is this? Melinda or Melinda Lee? I had a dream last night that Candace, that the Canadas, are you saying Candace's? Candace Hopes was actually meant for Candace's parents. That's why they were mentioned in it. I hope that Candace has really great security for her parents, because I woke up panicked thinking about it. I love your shows, Coach. I'm sending this copy so you can buy some diapers. Sending this coffee so you can buy some diapers. Give that baby a big hug from all of us. Yeah, interesting. Last night that Candace hopes were actually for Candace's parents. Well, I don't think they're in danger, but I'm sure they talk about that type of stuff. Tucker was talking about how he talks about it with his whole family, just so they're all clear on what could happen. Corgi mom, we're dying to watch Lionel's, but the other day about Officer Tatum, he really goes in. I can't wait to look at that. I gotta watch it so I can actually find the timestamp. I couldn't find the timestamp on it this morning, but I'll find it. Even in the most, okay, we already read this one. Perfect. All right, guys, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait for tomorrow. We are going to talk about all that stuff that you guys just mentioned to me. I'm going to make sure to bring that up tomorrow, and let's hit it with some spam, like we're some of those Philadelphian bots that popped up today. I will see you guys later. I am out of here. Still getting organized. I got to get organized. I'm going to get someone for admin work very soon, and then I'm going to be accountable to them. They're going to be my handler. I'm currently hiring a handler, guys, okay? That's what I'm doing right now. But she's a good lady. Anyways, guys, love you guys very much. Had to say bye 1,000 times, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. We were 10 a.m. sharp. We will be 10 a.m. sharp tomorrow, 100%. Hold me to it. I didn't even lotion up today. We're gonna make it. All right, guys.